side of the offense. So you need this offense to perform. This is OWU defense that last year only gave up 18.5 points per game. So you're going to have to get on the board early and figure out ways to get the running back and the tight ends involved.
So it looks like Ohio Wesleyan will kick to start this game. I believe they won the toss and we'll defer. So we'll get our first look at that Cardinal offense that we are both in agreement that they will, I think, need to step up, I think, big here if they want to win this game. We know what the defense is capable of, and we are anxious to see what the senior Easton Hardwin can do with the rest of his weapons here on offense.
And Easton Hardwin had 9 touchdowns last year before having a concussion put him out, and he was able to miss 3 games because of that. And it'll be interesting to see what he can do getting the nod.
This one moments away from kickoff here. Kick is away. Fielded at Cody at about the 11. Here he comes. Now past the 20, 25, 30. He's got some space in the open field. 40, 45, 50, and he'll be pushed out of bounds once he gets into Bishop territory. And, well, that's a pretty good start for this Cardinal team to start the season.
And a perfect cut to the left side, had the blockers in front of him and decided to use his vision to go to the left side to the hash marks and get to the 50.
So good field position here for Otterbein. Oh, maybe a little clock malfunction there by the officials. But good field position for this Cardinal offense to work with here. And like I said, it's important for them to capitalize off of this good field position. So we got Hardwin and Cody in the backfield to start this one. And the sophomore tight end, Christian Padicky, he had a stellar freshman year. Expect him to just continue to build off that momentum here. Hardwin gets a snap, gives it to Cody, and he is wrestled back in the backfield. Looks like it'll be a loss of 2 on that play. Good penetration that time by the Bishops.
And it'll be interesting to see where this Otterbein offensive line is at. They have a first-year starter at left guard in Alex Padicky, as he was a 2-year backup, but you bring back a lot of pieces on the left and right side.
Yeah, and that's just, I feel like line play on both sides of the ball is a really important factor in winning these football games, just no matter what level you're playing at. So we'll see if the Cardinals can get a little bit of a push as this game continues to go along. But 2nd and 12. Hardwin, another handoff, and Cody hit as we're not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So loss of another yard on that play. So looks like the Bishops are able to settle in after giving up that big kickoff return, but a big 3rd and 13 coming up here for the Cardinals.
You know, the offensive line is trying to create a hole up the middle. They're going with that halfback dive up the middle, but just not able to create the space as defensive tackles push the offensive line back, forcing the running back to go to his left or right.
So big 3rd down here. Obvious passing situation. Hardwin drops back, rolling to his left. Looks, throws, across the middle. Caught, good enough for the first down. That was number 83, Owen Menge, pardon me. And that was a big 3rd down conversion. And Hardwin looked good. Good throw, good catch, and Cardinals looking to go quick here. Hardwin looking to throw again on 1st and 10. Rolling to his right. Throws, caught again. I believe that was Mengi once again, and he's been the hot hand so far in this one.
And Mengi, like the next Wes Wilkers, we continue to say a short guy at 5'7", but one of the best route runners. The true freshman made a great impression during the spring camp.
Yeah, we've heard, Mengi can be that Wes Welker type of role here for the Cardinals. Not the biggest guy out on the field, but has a really good elite route running, great at catching the football, and we're seeing him make an impact here early. So 2nd down, about 5. Hardwin gives it out to Cody. He took a hit, or that's not Cody, pardon me, but it's good enough for the first down. That was Jordan Bosefoy that time hauling in that pass for another first down. 2nd down,
and Hardwin
about 5.
Checks to his left and immediately
gives it out to Cody. He took a hit. That's not Cody,
from both sides and was able to break a tackle as Cody for the first down.
Hardwin looking to just run it this time. He takes a big hit, but able to turn that at least into a positive play on first down. So I think just staying in front of the chains is important for the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals need to be able to keep the momentum building here. Got to the 50, and I think that Cardinals' first touchdown or first points will help to really build the momentum and kind of help Zagorski and this team find its rhythm.
Oh, looks like we got a change in at quarterback. Hopefully Hardwin's okay, but we weren't alluded to any changes. So it'd be Bircher in at quarterback here. The junior, he hands it off to Cody. Makes a man miss and takes multiple Bishops to take him down, and looks like he's right at the stick marker. We'll see if it's, I think they're gonna get third and long one here.
And Bircher, your prototypical size of a quarterback, 6'4", 200 pounds, has the stature of what you would see.
So we'll see if, I think Hardwin is back in there, so maybe just got the wind knocked out of him on that previous play. But another big third down conversion coming up here, 3rd and 2 for the Cardinals. Hardwin. Play action, throws across the middle. Oh, in and out of the hands of his receiver that time. Trying to see who he was trying to get to across the middle. That was Aiden Snyder on that previous play, but another big third down conversion coming up here. 3rd and 2. Some discomfort for the Cardinals. There. Kind of landed awkwardly as he fell down there, but that'll bring up play action, throws across the middle. Oh, in and out here, but you can talk to Coach Z. He said he's not shy away from going for it on 4th down. Maybe not too confident in the kicking game. What do you think he's going to do right here on this 4th and 2 early in this ball game?
I think he's going to set the tempo, and he's going to go for it. 4th down and 2. It's a short gain. Maybe he can go with a run up the middle or try to go for a pass, a little bit of a check down. And there's an opportunity here to make the statement. I think that's exactly what Coach Z wants to do here, is to get Otterbein on the board and kind of push them to get that score.
I agree with you. I think, last year and just in the years past, coached out maybe a little bit more on the conservative side in these situations. But Coach Z said, hey, if he feels like they can get it on the 4th down, doesn't matter where they're at on the field, he said. He'll even go for it, on his own 30, on his own 20. If they think they can pick it up, they'll go for it. So hopefully Schneider's all right. He is getting some attention there from the medical staff. We were talking. It's hot. It's a hot one here today. We're about 82 degrees at kickoff. It's going to get up to about 87. Hopefully just some cramps going on down there in the field. He's able to walk off on his own power. But that gives both these teams a little extended time to talk about what they want to do here on this 4th down.
And Aiden Snyder tried to high point the ball as Jake Smothers got his hand right in front of the gloves to knock it away, and then the help by the safety came over to make the hit.
Cardinals are out there. Hardwin in the shotgun, alone in the backfield. 3 wide out set. They need 2 yards. They need to get to the 11 to move the chains. Cody sets up behind him. Hardwin gives it off to Cody. Up the middle, hit, and I don't think they got it. About a yard short, so they did elect to go with the inside handoff that time. Maybe they look for maybe like a clear instance. Cody's second effort may have been enough, but gives it off to Cody. Up the middle, hit, and I don't think they got it.
Was on the tackle right there, got the shoes, got behind him, and pulled him back. It was about a yard short. So far, the run up the middle in that first drive was not going for Otterbein, but you got to continue to try to build on that. It's the first week. There's going to be those growing pains, but I like the decision by Coach Z.
Yeah, like you said, you can't let the not picking up that 4th down conversion shy you away from doing it the rest of the game. But like I said, I think that was the right decision there. Just unfortunate they were not able to get the conversion that time. So Bishops will take over. 1st down and 10 at their own 13. Pressure. Uza throws. He just has to throw this one away, and good pressure that time by that defensive front for the Cardinals.
And Booza, one of the top performers for Ohio Wesleyan, as we've mentioned before, as he will be crucial in Ohio Wesleyan being able to get to the end zone. He's got 23 touchdowns through the air, which is a school record best at Ohio Wesleyan.
Yeah, we mentioned did not play last year, so I feel like he's kind of going to be the X factor maybe this season. That they kind of inserted him into the lineup when they started to go on that big winning streak last season. So 2nd and 10. Booza under more pressure, throws this one out, far side of the field, incomplete.
And the pass, you can just see the ends are collapsing and forcing the right tackle and left guard to kind of push Booza towards the center, and you just kind of have to throw it away with the pressure.
Yes, to me, yeah, the Cardinal, that defensive line is clearly winning at the line of scrimmage right now, and that's making Booza very uncomfortable. Now you're set up, 3rd and 10, obvious passing situation, and you have a chance to get the ball right back here after not picking up that 4th down.
See what the ends can do again. Barlett and Heimer will play both the defensive end positions.
Got 4 wideouts, trips on the far side here for Booza. Drops back, looking to throw. More pressure rolling out to his right. Throws on the run. Caught across the middle and good enough for the 1st down. Nice job by Booza. I believe that was Josh Hurst on the reception that time. And that was a good job, too, by Hurst, just kind of recognizing where he needed to be to move the chains.
And Josh Hurst came back, did a little bit of a comeback route, and was right there as the cornerback was behind him. And Booza able to throw on the run.
1st and 10. So far, 3 plays, 3 passes for the Bishops. Here's a handoff to Haley up the middle, and he's able to fall forward for a pickup of about 2 that time. And
yeah, Burgeonal and Matterson, the defensive tackles, both of them are going to play a key role. Burchell, the 315-pounder, and then Matterson, 230 pounds. And Burchell kind of knows Ohio Wesleyan, being from Delaware, right down the street from them. And this defensive line so far has been able to create the pressure and force Booza out of the pocket, and that's exactly what you want to do. Make him feel uncomfortable and throw those erratic passes.
It's a pitch this time to Haley. Bouncing on the outside. Swarm of Cardinals get to him, and just another pickup of about 2, maybe 3 that time. So it sets up 3rd and about 5 yards here. So another 3rd down conversion here. And this was kind of a theme, too, last year, as the Cardinals would play really good on 1st and 2nd down, but the games where, they wouldn't necessarily come out on top is they just give up too many 3rd down conversions.
And Ohio Wesleyan here might be thinking about going for it on 4th down. They're in their own territory, but they could maybe try to do something here if they decide to run it, and it's close in the 4th down.
High snap. Booza across the middle. That one's caught. 1st down and more this time. And looking like that pretty much the same play on that previous 3rd down conversion. Hurst was the man once again. High snap. Booza across the middle. That one's caught. 1st down.
Coverage, and it's easy throw right over the middle.
8:20 to play here in the 1st quarter. Still scoreless. Bishops seem to be getting a little bit of momentum going on this drive. 2nd, 3rd down conversion. Booza dropping back, throws, going for the deep shot, overthrown that time, so that will fall incomplete.
And Booza had plenty of time there in the pocket. Could have waited a little bit longer, got his feet set, then overthrew the receiver by 4 or 5 yards. The receiver, though, had the corner beat by a step or 2.
Yeah, I think that's a play that most likely come back to in this one. Like you said, you did have him beat, just the throw was not there that time. But brings up 2nd and 10 now, so we'll see what they elect to do here, if they go back to Haley or try another pass.
On 2nd down 10, this is a lot of an opportunity to line up in the shotgun and go for it, and then on 3rd down, run it.
Booza, it's a quarterback keep. Going out to the left side, and he's forced out of bounds using that stiff arm. And solid pickup that time on 2nd down. They're going to give him about 8 yards. So be forcing another 3rd and manageable here for the Bishops, but already the 3rd down on this drive. And like I kind of alluded to, it's important for the Cardinals to try to get off the field here on these 3rd downs.
And Booza, looking like a running back there, put his hand in the face mask of Bobby Buckler, but he wrestled him down out of bounds.
So check that. It's actually 3rd and 3 for the Bishops. They're 2 for 2 so far in this one, 2 for 2 on this drive. Booza, it's a pitch to Haley. And Haley's got some room, almost hurdled the player that time. And good enough for the first down and more. Gets into the Cardinal territory. We marked down at the 41, but a little bit of a trickery right there on that third down.
It's
a pitch to Haley.
And a good
and
pitch
Haley's
to
got
Haley
some
as
room,
the
almost.
Was right there. Looked like he might have been able to get his hands on it if he reacted in time, but a perfect pitch up the middle for the first down.
Yeah, that's one of those plays I feel like, if it works out, you get a good gain like that, but it also could be disastrous if a defender, gets their hand on the ball and is able to intercept it. But it works out that time for the Bishops. 1st and 10 in Cardinal territory. Booza throws to his left. Good coverage, and that one goes incomplete.
As Caden Calhoun was there to try to grab the ball, but it was double coverage by the corner and the safety. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're Otterbein. Is they have a very good safety in Randy Cochran Jr., a 2-year starter at the University of Akron, but then injuries and a staff change is kind of what forced him out of the program. But he knows Coach Z as he was there with Akron from 2018 to 2021, and that's how he ended up playing for Otterbein.
Yeah, making an impact. And yeah, like you said, it's a big get, getting a player from D1, I mean, no matter where you're playing, it's a huge get if you're in Division III football. There's a handoff to Haley up the middle, and he stopped after a pickup. They'll say give him about 4 yards. So 3rd down, 6, 4th, 3rd down. I think it's important for the Cardinals to at least try to force a 4th down decision here.
And Ohio Wesleyan just doing these chunk plays, giving it to Haley on the pitch, on the handoff, just trying to wear down this Otterbein defense for those big chunk plays and first downs.
So 4th, 3rd down of this drive. They need 6. 4 wide out look. Haley next to Booza. It's a handoff to Haley. He has some room up the middle. Good enough for the first. Out past the 25, and he's brought down just at about. They're going to mark him right at the 20-yard line. So a little delayed handoff that time. Good enough for a good handoff to Haley. He has some room up the middle. Good enough for the first. Out past the 25, and he's brought down.
Blaney opened it up to the left side, created just the parting of the scene. Was a huge gain. Luckily, there were some safeties back deep to try to get him for the stop.
So 5:40 to go in this first quarter. Bishops have been draining that clock on this drive as Booza looking to throw on first. Pressure's coming, rolling out to his left. Has to get rid of it. He does. And goes incomplete.
Cade Booza's pass incomplete. Intended for Kakai.
And Cade Booza slow to get up, as that will be a possible penalty on the Cardinals. It could be a roughing the passer maybe, as when he got rid of the ball immediately, was taken down.
Yeah, I think we know officials' mic isn't working, but there was at least a hat thrown on the field for they're going to say offsides by Otterbein, so that was a free play, so they'll pick up 5 yards there. So 1st and 5. Nah, you'd say 1st and 5. Your playbook's pretty wide open at this point. So here's Booza in the shotgun. It's a handoff to Haley up the middle. Haley brought down, and after a pickup of 2 yards that time.
And Marky Anderson right there for the tackle, along with Bryce Walker. And all these plays, you just want to kind of get it up the middle. They hadn't had the pass protection to allow Booza time to set and throw the ball. So you're seeing a lot of runs, but it's been able to work those 3-4 yard plays. And by the time you get to 3rd down, it's about 3rd and short, and you have the opportunity to just kind of run it again and be able to get that first down and waste the clock.
So 2nd and 3, trips near side for Booza. Play action, looks that way, throws, almost intercepted. Cardinal got their hand on that one. Vincent Fisher.
As Vincent Fisher was right there. There was 3 Cardinals all surrounding the left side and 2 receivers. As Booza looked to just kind of throw it to that left side and hope a receiver could go get it.
Play action, looks that way, throws, almost famous third down here. It's been the Cardinals' kryptonite so far on this drive. 4 third downs, 4 third down conversions for Ohio Wesleyan. They need 3 this time, and it's, yeah, like you said, they've been able to get third and manageable. I think that's why they've had so much success. 4 wide out look here. Booza looking to throw, cross the middle, incomplete. Good job that time by the Cardinals. That was Tyreek Gunnell breaking up that pass that time.
And Gunnell gets his hand on the ball and was able to just break it up, and that's exactly what you want to see. Hold them to the field goal after a long drive.
So 4:39 to go. Cardinals get their first stop. They'll force a 25-yard field goal here. Kick is up, and it's no good. So got to say that is a win for the Cardinals. I mean, it was a long, lengthy drive. They took a lot of time off the clock. Just 4:34 to go here in this first quarter, but it led to no points.
And we'll go wide right of the post. The hold looked good, but just did not hit it in the center or the inside part of the foot to hit it straight.
So Cardinals will take over here on offense. They turned it over on downs their last time on 4th down and 2. They seem to have some struggles running the football. We'll see if they can start to establish a little bit of a running game here on this drive. But 1st and 10 at their 20. Hardwin all alone in the backfield. Motions over Cody, now behind him. It's a handoff up the middle to Cody. He's bounced out to the left side, and he is brought down. They'll say a gain of 3 on that 1st down carry.
And Ajay Cody goes up the middle, cuts back to the left, but not able to pick up any more, get to the left side. And that's kind of what you want to do as a running back. If you can get to the hash marks on the far side and try to beat out the rest of the players as they chase you, it can be a big pickup.
Mm-hmm. They're actually going to give him a 4, so 2nd and 6. Hardwin all alone once again here, pre-snap. Motions over Boast Floyd. Now Pataky. Play clock at 5. Gets it off. Hand off to Boast Floyd up the middle. And hit. Oh, he gets lit up that time. And he will be stopped about 2 yards short of that 1st down marker.
And Boast Floyd was able to break 1 tackle, but then was hit hard with the forearm and was just sent back.
Yeah, after that first missed tackle, looked like he had a little bit of daylight ahead of him, but that was quickly swallowed up. So 3rd down conversion here for the Cardinals. They're 1 for 2 so far on 3rd downs here tonight. They're going to need about a long 3. See what they draw up here on this 3rd down conversion. Hardwin looking to throw. Across the middle, incomplete. No flag. I thought he got a little wrapped up. He maybe got grabbed maybe a little early on that play, but
just a little bit of a tug of the jersey there. But it wasn't too much as it goes over the middle, and it was just a perfect ball that was just not able to get there because the defense was able to stop and put the hand out in front.
And good response by the Bishops. You know, I'm sure that that offensive drive was a letdown coming out with no points, but they minimized the damage, forced a 3 and out by the Cardinals that time. So Schneider set to punt this one away. Blocked! It's blocked! This one's rolling all the way to the 5. Schneider, I don't think he got it. The Bishops have it. Bishops blocked the punt, and it looks like they recover it at inside the 5-yard line.
And the long snapper of Nate Clark got it there a little bit slower, and then the 3 people in front to try to block did not see a guy coming off the edge, puts his arms up, doesn't even touch the punter, gets the ball. And it will be down inside of the 5, and that's tough to see. Otterbein was playing a clean game until then, but now you put Ohio Wesleyan right in position.
Yeah, these are the key moments in games that can, separate these teams that are you coming in seem to be pretty evenly matched. So ball will be marked at about the 3-yard line. Golden opportunity here for the Bishops. They got 3, maybe even 4 plays, depending on how risky they're feeling to get this one into the end zone. Hand off to Haley up the middle. Wait for a signal. I think they're going to say he was down at the 1 or maybe even half-yard line.
And you're right there. You could just QB sneak this if you decide to, or just give it to your fullback and dive right up the middle.
Yeah, I agree with you. At this point, you just need half a yard, throw a QB sneak, or they may just flip the play and just give it to Haley once again. But, yeah, I just try to pound this one in at the half-yard line. Hand off to Haley, and he is able to dive into the end zone. Touchdown, Bishops. Von Haley, 1-yard touchdown, and it was all set up by that blocked punt.
And that block punt put him inside
off to
the
Haley,
5-yard
and he
line
is
at
able
the
to
3,
dive
get 2
into the
yards
end
on
zone.
first
Touchdown,
rush,
Bishops.
And then you just run right up the middle, right into the end zone. As Ohio Wesleyan, by a mistake by Otterbein, will get them the first score of the day.
Here is the PAT. It's up, and it is good. So Ohio Wesleyan leads Otterbein by a score of 7-0 with 2:13 remaining. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Every day I felt worse. I didn't even want to get out of bed. You're feeling overwhelmed all the time.
It wasn't just school or home. It was everything. I didn't think anyone understood.
Turns out, I had the strength to get myself back. More strength than I knew.
I only needed a new way to see things. A new way to see myself.
Just needed to take that first step.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. 2:13 to go in the first quarter. Garrett Wandel, Michael Flack here with you. And two-play scoring drive. Bishops just needed 3 yards set up off that blocked punt. And now a little sense of urgency, I think, coming from this Cardinal offense on this drive as that ball kicked out of bounds. So the Cardinals will get a little bit of a break this time. It'll be set up at the 35.
And the Cardinals here, you want to try to get on the board and score and respond to that, but it's still only the first quarter. Take your time. I think that's exactly what Coach Zagorski is going to say to his team. We're going to continue to play our brand of football. They were really close down there once, and they can get back there. It's an opportunity to score, but you want to continue to play the same style that you were. Don't want to try to rush things and force mistakes.
Yeah, I think that's perfectly said. Down 7-0, still first quarter. No need to hit the panic button. Can still stick to your game plan here. So last thing you need in this situation is another turnover, and then you're helped out with some decent field position. Seems to be some confusion on the field as officials are going over that Otterbein sideline, and not sure what the confusion is about on the field. Coach Zagorski talking to the officials. Maybe a clock issue, who knows? But it's week 1. Hardwin set to get this drive underway at the 35. He's got Bose Floyd behind him this time. Gives it off to him up the middle, nowhere to go, and he will be stopped at that. That'll give him 1 yard maybe on that forward progress.
As the center was just pushed back right into him, you can see the running back puts his hand on the center, trying to figure out where he wants to go, but there was just no opening created by the offensive line, and he has to take the tackle.
Yeah, so far, at least in this first quarter, the Cardinals having trouble getting a push on that offensive line in their running attack. So it'll be 2nd and 9. Bruce Floyd stays in the game. Hard one. Looking to throw. Across the middle. Throws. Little high that time. Trying to find his tight end, Pataky. And Hardwin took a shot that time on that throw, too.
As Drew Thorin was there to make the tackle, but it was a high catch to make for Pataky as he puts his hands up, gets one on the ball, but a little too high, and that's a possible opportunity for Pataky to come down with that, the 6'2" true sophomore. He led the Cardinals in multiple receiving categories and could be one of the best tight ends in the OAC this season.
Yeah, he's just a sophomore, too, so, I mean, yeah, but we saw what he did last year for Otterbein as a freshman and expect him to get some more targets in this game. So 3rd and 9, Cardinals 1 for 3 on 3rd downs, and whistle before the snap, flag, and looks like delay a game. Wasn't paying attention to the play clock that time, and those are the types of penalties you're just kicking yourself. You know, it was already 3rd and 9, obvious passing situation. Now you back it up to 3rd and 14. It doesn't help out your chances here in trying to pick up this conversion. And another whistle. And
it looks like they're going to maybe move the football here, replace it. It looked like you might have been talking about.
Yeah, I think. I'm not, not sure. You never know what's going on down there in the field.
It's a little bit of a break, though, for the offense and the defense. Can recollect yourself in the flag and then that timeout right there.
So 3rd and 14 after that delay game. 15 on the play clock. Hardwin. Play action. Pressure. It looks like a screenplay. That one's caught. Breaks one tackle and loses the football. It's recovered. Oh, it's still not recovered, and it goes out of bounds, I think. So the Cardinals, they catch a huge break that time. It looked like it was a design screen to Pataky, and Pataky lost it. Multiple chances for the Bishops to fall on that one, but cover. They just fortunate. Cardinals very fortunate that one fell out of bounds.
And another Otterbein mistake could have cost them putting Ohio Wesleyan back in their own territory, but they are lucky that it went out of bounds. Going to be a long punt now for Aiden Snyder.
Protection's got to be better than their last punt. Last one was blocked. So less than a minute to go here in this first quarter. Saw some movement. Snyder barely gets that one away. Had trouble fielding the snap. This one takes a Cardinal bounce as it will be down at the 34-yard line.
And they are very lucky with that it was able to get off. And that's exactly what you teach the punter and kicker, that if the ball gets on the ground, just kick it
Less
straight
than a minute to go here in this first quarter. Saw some movement. Snyder barely gets that one away. Had trouble fielding the snap. This one takes a
45 and got all the way down to about the 33-yard mark. And a lucky situation, but now a penalty marker on the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was. It looks to be against the Bishops. Yeah, there's some pre-snap movement. Oh, and it looks like running into the kicker too. Both are declined, which I don't blame you because these last two punts have not been too pretty for Otterbein. They're fortunate to get that one off that time. That one was almost blocked again. So, and not a bad punt either. Good bounce after, like you said. So Bishops will take over at the 33.
And you just want to get away with it. You don't want to have to do another punt and allow for another Ohio Wesleyan opportunity to get to the punter. It also took a very good bounce as well. I think that's something they definitely considered. If it would have been placed at the 45 or the 50, you might want to try to repunt that. But because it took a bounce, 10 or 15 yards from where it originally was, that's exactly what you want.
So 1st and 10 for Ohio Wesleyan. They're up 7-0, 44.2 to go here in this first quarter. Haley gets it up the middle. Nice run by Haley, kind of dragging some defenders with him, and he picks up 9 on that first down.
And once you get through that defensive line and get through those linebackers, you kind of have to hope that the cornerbacks can make the tackles against a really big and stocky running back, and that can be hard to do. So you get those 7-8 yard plays.
Yeah, and that's been their bread and butter. They're not trying to pick up big chunk plays. They get it to 3rd and manageable, and then they're able to pick it up more times than not. So 2nd down and 1. Handoff again to Haley, this time stuffed at the line. We'll see if they give him forward progress. Looks like they will, and Haley will move the chains once again, and I believe he's now over 40 yards rushing here in this first quarter. That'll be the final play of the first quarter in this season opener for both Ohio Wesleyan and Otterbein. Bishops lead the Cardinals by a score of 7-0. We will take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Start of the second quarter. Cardinals trailing Ohio Wesleyan by a score of 7-0, but it was basically set up off that blocked punt. Other than that, it's been a pretty even match so far, wouldn't you say?
And Otterbein is lucky. Like you said, been pretty even. Otterbein has some good looks, but have just been stopped. Haven't been able to get that run game going. And a couple overthrown passes have kind of shaded what they've been able to do on defense. They've really bailed them out. There's been a couple of mistakes by Otterbein and a possible 2 turnovers, of course, on the punt that got the 7 points. But then there could have been a fumble if it was scooped up. And Otterbein is lucky to only be down by 1 score.
1st and 10. Booza looking to throw, going deep, incomplete. Good coverage that time by the Cardinals. Randy Cochran Jr. once again on the coverage that time.
You just got to try to take those shots, try to find that breakaway play from the opposing team, and eventually you're going to get that opportunity, and if you can put it in the right position on stride, you're going to have a big play.
Yeah, so far Cardinals have done a good job containing Booza. He's just 3 for 10, 35 yards in that first quarter, so their pass coverage has been pretty solid. It's just every once in a while it seems like Haley's able to hit a big one up the middle. So 2nd down and 10. Play action, Booza, high pass, tipped, intercepted. And he is brought down just short of the 50-yard line. Carlos Alamo, the redshirt senior, right place, right time, and the Cardinals force their first turnover of the ball game.
The Westerville product, the hometown kid, able on the tip. Nothing you can really do there as the quarterback, as the receiver trying to get it and was just up in the air. And in that situation, you kind of have to, as the receiver, try to tackle the cornerback and not allow anyone to get to the ball.
Yeah, kind of to switch roles in that situation. But, yeah, that pass just a little high for his receiver that time. That's what led to just the deflection and good awareness that time from Alamo. So we'll see if the Cardinals can get a little bit of momentum back here in this second quarter after they first a turnover of their own. Hard one. 1st down and 10 at midfield. Hand off Cody up the middle, fight for extra yards, and They're going to give him a gain of 3 that time on that first down carry.
And you got to just continue to get that run game established. You might be only getting 2 to 3 yards, but eventually you're going to find that break in the defensive line and be able to get a huge play. You can't give up on the run game just yet.
Yeah, it's important, to not be one-dimensional. Got to always keep the defense guessing. It's still a long game, and maybe just trying to wear down that Bishop defense, too, as this game goes on. But Hardwin got 5 wide out look this time. All alone in the backfield, 2nd and 7. And he's just going to run it himself, and I think they will just say he got back to the line of scrimmage that time. So I'm not maybe sure if that was a busted play or maybe a option for Hardwin just to tuck it and run that time. But it's going to set up 3rd and long once again for the Cardinals.
It looked like it could have been a possible read option, maybe throw the ball there. But then you see the defensive end coming on your right side. You just decide to run for it. A little bit of extracurricular after that, just a little bit of talking, a little bit of shoving going on his first week. And everyone's back and ready to play football so far this season. Just kind of excited to get into it, and everyone kind of talking a little bit.
Yeah, Cardinals did beat them last year. I'm sure the Bishops thought they were the better team, especially with how they closed out the season. So I'm sure they're looking for some payback here. 3rd and long, Hardwin throws caught by Cody. It will not be enough for the first down, though. He will be marked at the Bishop 44-yard line. So we set up a 4th and 4. We did see Cardinals go for it on 4th down previously, but this is a little bit of a different situation, different side of the field, and looks like the offense is staying out there.
And you're met right at the line, but no, the linebacker, number 8, Seth Anderson, as he is right there. And you can give up those short plays if you're right there. Give up 2-3 yards and force these 4th down situations where if you get the ball, you're knocking on the door of the opposing team's side of the field.
4th and 4, Hardwin, quick throw, quick catch, and that is good enough for the first down. That time the 4th down conversion does pay off. Menji, once again, he's been really the only Cardinal receiver able to do any damage.
Hardwin,
quick throw. Hardwin looking to throw again, steps up, and just be pushed out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if maybe he thought he passed the line of scrimmage because look, I was going to throw and then just ended up tucking it.
He ended up deciding to tuck it, but he should have probably just ran up the middle there, decided to go towards the sideline, but instead just pretty much stayed at the line of scrimmage. Maybe could have picked up 1 or 2 running up the middle.
Yeah, Hardwin. Not the fastest guy out there on the field, not really a dual threat kind of guy, more of a traditional style quarterback, so a little bit outside his comfort zone that time. But 2nd down and 11, loss of 1 on that scamper. Hands it off, Bose Floyd, and he will pick up 2, so 3rd and 9. Cardinals 1 for 5 on 3rd down so far here today. Not the best success, but I think too, depending on what happens here, you may have 2 plays here to pick up these 9 yards.
And we saw Coach Zagorski and his offense go for it last time, and you're in the opposing side of the field. This is one of the best drives you've had so far, wasting a lot of clock, being able to just get where you need to be to get the first down. Might be able to go for it again here, depending on how much you pick up.
3rd and 9, Hardwin. Hands off to Bose Floyd. He's able to pick up maybe 1 yard of forward progress that time, so not much on that 3rd down, so it's still going to be 3rd and long here. I think, yeah, he called that play knowing he was going to go for it on 4th down offense. No hesitation, be staying out there on the field. Cardinals 1 for 2 on 4 down conversions so far here today. Hardwin all alone in the backfield, 5 wide out look. Motions over Bose Floyd now. They need 8. Hardwin drops back, throws, caught by a lineman. everyone kind of froze, and including the lineman who caught the football. Flags thrown. I think that's.
And it'll be an illegal receiver.
Yeah, it'll be an
called
ineligible.
On the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
He just caught it. He already knew the flag was coming, and he just decided to stand there.
Yeah, I think that was just kind of a. Everyone knew the play was basically over, so everyone kind of froze and was like, "Oh, what just happened?" Lineman caught it. So yeah, it's gonna be a ineligible receiver, illegal touching. So.
And still, no one could bring him down. Had a sea of Ohio Wesleyan players.
Maybe line him up at tight end next time, since just form a wall in front of him. But, yeah, Cardinals unable to pick up that 4-down conversion. And officials talking about what the penalty should be. Probably should just be illegal touching, I assume. Which will result still in a Cardinal turnover on downs that time. So. Not sure what the official terminology is since the mic's not on, but penalty against Otterbein. It will be declined by the Bishops, so they will take over at their own 45-yard line. So they got pretty good field position here with 9:53 to play. So at the 43, Booza, he's been limited so far here tonight. Just 3 for 11, 35 yards. We talked a lot about him, but really it's been Devon Haley that's been able to pick up most of the yards, 41 yards on 9 carries so far here today with the touchdown. He gets a carry on first, fights up the middle, and they're going to give him 2 yards on that first down carry.
And both teams trying to figure out and install the run game into their offense. Don't want to just be throwing the ball, as Booza really has not had time to set and drop back. Passing the ball, had to roll out a lot. So they want to try to get that offensive line to be able to create some holes for the running game.
Yeah, it seems like the Bishops' offensive line has done a better job of creating holes for their running game than their pass protection, so that's what they're kind of been sticking to for the most part. So 2nd down, 8. Booza, 4 wide out look, looking to throw this time. Has some time, throws to his right, wide open man, caught at the 30, brought down just short of the 25-yard line, and nobody near him that time. I'm not sure if that was a busted coverage or what for the Cardinals. But
has some time. You can tell it was a busted coverage. You can see the receiver coming over the middle. He pulls the cornerback, and that frees up the receiver for Ohio Wesleyan as the safety has to come all the way over to help.
So biggest play for the Bishops so far here. As got some movement on both lines. I think they're going to get the Bishops here. I think number 76 for the Ohio Wesleyan will be a victim of the false starts. Hayden Breaker. So that will halt their momentum for the time being. Set up 1st and 15 now.
Penalty marks the ball back to the 30-yard line. 1st and 15, Ohio Wesleyan.
And we'll see if that last passing play maybe gets Booza going a little bit. You saw, I mean, he's able to do some damage just when he gets a little bit of protection. 4 wide out look here, 1st and 15. Looking to throw once again. Booza across the middle, no good. Overshot his receiver that time.
Just overthrowing a little bit. And it's that growing pain of playing in the first game, reading the coverages, and it's just you got to get into that group. It's the first week. There's going to be plenty of incompletions and mistakes by both sides.
Yeah, I think, like you said, just kind of working out the kinks here in week 1. With 2nd and 15 now for the Bishops as they're just taking their time here. Four wideouts once again. Booza in the gun with Haley to his left. Be a handoff to Haley this time up the middle and finds a little hole and picks up 3.5 yards on that carry.
Austin Virtual on the stop for Otterbein.
So big 3rd down coming up, 3rd and long. Probably passing situation, but 2 on this side of the field. You think the Bishops probably working with 2 downs here to pick up these 12 yards?
It's definitely something to be considered, or it depends on how much confidence you have in your kicker to make a 40-plus yard kick.
Right. The trips far side here for Boozy. Motions out Haley. Gets the snap, throws across the middle, caught at the 20, and ball came out. They're going to say Cardinals pleading for incomplete, and that's what the official is going to rule. So incomplete. Cardinals catch a little bit of a break there because I think, if you pick up that play, you get it to about 4th and 3, 4th and 2, and they may go for it. So now it's decision time here for the Bishops with 4th and 12.
And that's close. That could have been a possible fumble. It looked like he had possession of the catch, took a couple steps, and rolled around to his left, and then lost the football. But the Bishops are lucky that it was an incompletion and not called a fumble.
Ball back at the 27-yard line. 4th down.
The
12.
offense will stay out there. 4th and 12, 7:44 to go. Ohio Wesleyan has the lead, and we're got an injured Cardinal down there on the field. Is hopefully, as we're alluding to, it's a little hotter than normal. Hotter than normal football weather, I should say here. So that's Tyreek Gunnell down on the field. Hopefully, just a cramp, but big 4-down conversion coming up here for the Bishops. And, I mean, this is a critical moment, I think, in the game that, these are the critical moments that Otterbein is trying to get on the right side of making changes from last year into this season.
And you can go for this if you're the Bishops. You can pretty much controlled this game so far throughout the first quarter and a half. You've been able to really put Otterbein on the back foot, forcing them to punt, made a couple 4th-down conversions, but still been able to stop them. Even if you don't convert this, your defense has put up big stands, and that's why they're going for it on 4th and long.
So they'll need to get to the 21-yard line here.
4th and 12, Ohio Wesleyan.
Booza did have that 30-yard completion earlier on this drive, hoping for another big one here. Obvious passing situation. And we're going to get a whistle here, and going to get a timeout for the Bishops. They're going to talk it over. We'll take a quick timeout as well. So you're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Okay, I know what you're going through. Too much time inside, not enough outside. And what's up with the parents? They're in their own world. So maybe it's time to change things yourself. Yeah, you go first. Parents are people too. And the stresses you're feeling, you can bet they're feeling as well. Visit yourlifeyourvoice.org for some game-changing ideas on how you can turn things around at your house. When you go first, everybody wins.
Welcome back here to big 4th-down conversion coming up for the Bishops. 7:44 remaining in this one. They already have the 7-0 lead. They need 12 yards to pick up this 4-down conversion.
4th and 12, Ohio Wesleyan.
See if the Cardinals can come up with a big stop here. Coming out of the timeout, see what the Bishops drew up. Booza looking to throw, has time, cross the middle, incomplete. And the Cardinals will turn it over on downs.
And that's exactly what you want to see if you're Otterbein. Good coverage and force the turnover. Gotten a couple of these, they just have not been able to take
Cross the
advantage.
middle.
The defense has made plenty of stands for the Bishops. And Otterbein, 7.5 minutes to go. It's an opportunity to put a good drive together before going into halftime.
Yeah, it's really been just a chess match of these defenses so far. The only reason we have 7 points is that blocked punt, which just set up a 2-play, 3-yard drive. So, yeah, like I said, I think it's really big here to get some momentum going here on offense. Try to get this one maybe at least into field goal range. Just put some points on the board here before heading into halftime. if you're the Cardinals. Here's Hardwin. Hands it off to Cody on 1st and 10, and he will be stopped at the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on that first down.
And if you're the Cardinals, try to take up as much clock as possible. Don't give Ohio Wesleyan any more opportunities.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think try to put together a long, lengthy drive, like a perfect situation here. Bleed 5-6 minutes off the clock and put this one in the end zone. Cody gets the ball once again here, bounces off a defender, trying to reverse field, and the Bishops just swarm him that time, and they may give him 1 yard of forward progress there, but a lot of work right there for Cody for just 1 yard.
And Cody ran into a brick wall, went to his right on the handoff, looked to get back around to his left, and there would have been a possible opportunity to get back to his left and make a couple of huge yards, but not able to as he was swarmed by Bishops.
3rd and 8. Cardinals have not been great today on 3rd down, just 1 for 6. Hardwin motions over Cody. He's alone in the backfield on this 3rd down. Looking to throw. Has time. Across the middle. Panic. He lost his footing. It looks like it's intercepted by the Bishops. And that was just a broken play. I mean, if Panicky kept his footing, that's likely a 1st down. And unfortunately, him tripping up, I think, is what led to the interception.
And Panicky kind of got the turf monster
Down.
on him, just
Looking to
tripped
throw.
up,
Has
and a
time.
great play
Across the middle.
by the
Panicky
corner
lost his
who
footing.
makes
It looks like it's
the dive
intercepted.
to get there. And another turnover is hurting Otterbein currently. The punt block and then the interception.
Yeah. And like I said, that wasn't even necessarily a bad throw by Hardwin. It was just Panicky, unfortunately, just not able to keep his footing. Because I think if he keeps his footing right there, we're talking about a Cardinals 1st down instead of an interception here for the Bishops. So, but that interception by Sammy Stoner. Once again, it's right place, right time, and see if the Bishops can capitalize off of it. Booza has a little bit of time. He's stepping up. Now he's going to run it out to the 40, 35, 30. Pushed out of bounds just short of the 35-yard line. So Booza showing off his dual threat capability that time, getting the 1st down.
And the vision that looked for his first read went back over from the left to the right and then saw the opening on the left side and took it and ran for a 1st down, showing the experience and the vision that he has.
Yeah, I think he's starting to get settled in this game. Started out a little shaky, but had that big passing completion on the previous drive. Now a big run that time. So he is slowly but surely getting more comfortable, which is not a good sign for the Cardinals. Hands off to Haley this time on 1st down. He's swallowed up, and he will get 1 yard that time. Not much breathing room for him there.
And this is where Ohio Wesleyan can start to chew the clock a little bit. Get a couple 1st downs here, and you can put it within 3 minutes and kind of force Otterbein and the Cardinals on their heels, down by 2 scores going into the break.
Yeah, a little over 5 to go here in this 2nd quarter. Ohio Wesleyan does receive the 2nd half kickoff, so chance to double dip here. And this is kind of the side of the field, though, where their last drive stalled out. It's a handoff up the middle. Haley once again, and this time able to pick up a little bit more yards that time. And they'll make it a 3rd down and manageable for this Bishop team, which is what has been working for them for the most part in this football game.
And if it's 3rd and manageable, you run it, get a couple more yards, you can go for it on 4th down. Or if you want just those points, try to be up by 2 scores in a low-scoring affair, maybe go for the field goal.
Yeah, I think the way this game's been going, if you're confident with your field goal kicker, 3 points is going to be a big difference, I think, in this game. It could just be the difference maker. So 3rd down, 6 to go. Bishops 4 for 6 on 3rd downs so far here today. Booza looking to throw. Finds his man complete, but falls short of the sticks. About 2 yards short of the sticks that time. So
head
far
coach
here to
Tom Watts has a decision to make
Yeah,
here.
finds
About
his man
4th and 2. And it looks like they're going to go for it here and try to get that touchdown and put them up big. And if you can do that, force Otterbein to really have to come out of the break swinging.
Yeah, another big 4th-down conversion. 3 yards to go there. 0 for 1 on their previous 4th-down conversion just a few minutes ago. This one a lot more manageable, though. It's going to be a play action. Booza rolling to his right. Pressure. Throws. Intercepted. That one is intercepted by the Cardinals. Waiting for the confirmation by the officials. That's Tyreek Gunnell coming up with a big-time pick that time. And they halt the Bishops' 4th-down conversion once again.
And back-to-back interceptions for each team. Otterbein with the interception, and then Ohio Wesleyan with the interception. Plenty of turnovers going around so far this first half.
Yeah, defenses definitely came ready to play here in week 1. Now Cardinals, they got 3:22 to go. Believe they got all 3 of their timeouts. So they're at their 7. Unfortunately, that interception may have actually hurt their field position because, in that situation, it's 4th down. Maybe just bat that one away. But, the heat of the moment, obviously want to just ensure the turnover. Hardwin looking to throw on first, going deep, incomplete. Looks like that one just bounced off the hands of his receiver, Aiden Schneider. His good coverage, too, that time. But I like the aggressiveness right there on 1st down, deep in your own zone, but bring up 2nd and 10.
And Jay Smothers on the break of the one-on-one covers. They both go up together and just bats the ball down, not allowing the big play for Otterbein.
So 2nd and 10 now. Last thing you want here if you're Otterbein is a 3-and-out, having to punt inside your own end zone and giving the ball back with, 2:30, 2:20 to go on the clock for the Bishops, who still have a pair of timeouts. Here's Hardwin, 2nd and 10. It's going to be a handoff this time to Cody. And solid gain that time. He gets out to the 18-yard line. One of his better runs so far here today.
And just being able to use his vision to cut back up the middle and get a chunk of yards.
Yeah, up until that moment, he was just averaging 1.4 yards per carry, 11 yards on 8 attempts, so not the best numbers. Play action, Hardwin rolling to his right. He's looking like he's just going to run for it. He gets the 1st down and more. Good job by Hardwin, just realizing the play was broken, and he had the field in front of him.
And Hardwin looks at his blocker, points him to where he wants him to go, and a big block by his receiver to get the extra yardage.
And that's not only big because they pick up the 1st down, but they get the clock rolling, able to extend the drive, and, now you're just trying to keep the ball out of Ohio Wesleyan's hands, I think, at this point. Cardinals taking their time here, 1st and 10. Hardwin, pass is caught across the middle. That one good for a pickup of about 3 yards. That was Gavin Edwards.
You're just trying to really force Ohio Wesleyan not to have to get the ball back, kind of put it to where the clock is so low that even if they did get it back, there's nothing left to do. You want to go into halftime being down by a score or less.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that they'd love to try to put this one in the end zone, but like you said, I think the priority here is just to get into halftime without giving the Bishops another chance here. We'll see maybe if they pick up a big gain on 2nd down here. They may try to take some shots here to get in the end zone. Here we go. It's going to be a handoff to Cody, and he is dropped after that's Bose Floyd, pardon me, 2-yard pickup that time. So 3rd and 5, and no timeouts being used by either team as minute 20 remaining on the clock here before halftime. 3rd and 5, Hardwin hurrying up, looks to throw on 3rd and 5. That one caught this time by Panicky. He is right at the sticks. And that will be good enough for a 1st down. So a pair of 3rd down conversions. And I think Cardinals going to call a timeout now with 1:08 remaining. And now, since the clock is pretty low, maybe get a little bit more aggressive, trying to maybe get into field goal range or maybe catch a defense sleeping for a touchdown before halftime.
I think if they wouldn't have picked up that third down, they would have let the clock continue to run and forced the Bishops to take a timeout if they wanted the ball back. But getting that third down conversion was huge, because if you can get a one big play over the middle, maybe in the play action formation, you have an opportunity to get the field goal.
So Cardinals down to 2 timeouts, 1:08 remaining. Hardwin so far, 9 for 14, 33 yards. Cody, 9 carries, 17 yards. They have not had really any success running the football. I mean, their offense for the most part just been having some trouble. Just 72 total yards of offense compared to the Bishops, 142. But neither team able to, I mean, the Bishops, they were able to find the end zone. It was on a 2-play, 3-yard drive, but neither team able to really form a nice, good, complete drive so far in this game. So we'll see what the Cardinals can do if they have any fireworks here they want to show off before halftime. 1:08 to go. They're at their own 35. First and 10.
First and 10 Cardinals.
Hardwin will be alone here in the backfield. Hardwin looking to throw. Pressure's coming. Has to step up, and he'll be brought down for the sack.
And a huge play by the Bishops. Hardwin just got collapsed, tried to roll out to the left, but immediately was taken down.
Hardwin looking to throw. Pressure's coming. Has to step up, and he'll here as he grabs Cody, directing him in the right direction here. Clock ticking down. Just going to be a handoff to Cody. He has some room, and he is tripped up. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and at this point, 3rd down and 10, he may just hold the ball for maybe one more Hail Mary.
Might just hold the ball for the rest of the time here, the play clock.
Hardwin, low snap, looking to throw still. That one caught, and Bose Floyd breaks a couple tackles, but he will eventually be brought down out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Clock's still running, and looking to throw still. That one, as this one will head into halftime with the Bishops up 7-0. They will receive the second half kickoff. But just get some initial thoughts here after we head into the locker room. I mean, it's been a pretty even half so far. I mean, like I said, it's just that one blocked punt is the difference maker in this game. It's a chess match between these defenses, and it seems like whatever team is able to figure something out on offense first is going to be the team that comes out on top.
And the punting has pretty much been the issue for Otterbein. Got that first punt, and then on the second punt, it was very low to the ground. We're lucky to kick it up into the air, but turnovers have been the main thing. 2 turnovers for Otterbein, 2 turnovers for Ohio Wesleyan. It's just trying to break that stalemate. And I think it's who can get that run game established first. Who can break off a big play to change the game.
Yeah, so far the Bishops have been on the winning side of the rushing attack. 74 rushing yards compared to the Cardinals 39. Devon Haley, 13 carries, 50 yards. He does have that 1-yard touchdown in this game. He's been a big factor so far in this one, but neither of the passing games able to really get going. 68 passing yards for the Bishops, 38 for the Cardinals. But yeah, I agree with, like you said, whatever team I think can establish the running game is going to likely come out on top. It's been a low-scoring affair so far. Bishops lead the Cardinals of a score to 7-0. We will take a timeout for halftime, and when we come back, will be the start of the 3rd quarter.
Otterbein has made me who I am because it's helped me to really find myself.
Otterbein has given me lots of opportunities to kind of flourish.
The Otterbein experience worth it for me is how personalized the classes are and everything, and how much of a connection I have with all my professors.
Knowing your community and like being involved with the community makes a big difference in how you experience life.
I'm really grateful that I got to meet all the amazing faculty and staff here and those who took a chance on me. It made me feel very comfortable. I was able to do things I would typically not do.
You get to know your professors, and I think that's something that I love the most.
Otterbein has definitely made me a lot more confident in myself.
The greatest things about Otterbein is it really gives you that chance to stand out and make a difference.
I transferred to Otterbein my junior year. The first week was first flight. I met a few friends who were also transfer students, and we did the Snyder donut run. I had no idea what it was, but I remember being like, okay, I want a donut, so I'm doing it.
I think my favorite things that I'll take away from college are like being on the team. Obviously, being on the equestrian team was a huge part of it. I did a bunch of things that got me involved, so I'm proud of myself in that because I wasn't very involved in high school.
It was such a big accomplishment for me to be just recognized on the homecoming court. The reason why I applied was not only for myself, but I also wanted to represent people of color in the court as well. I would like to thank my dear work mom, Kelly Miller. She is someone who has been very supportive and there for me since day one.
Melissa Gilbert, she has been there every step of the way and helped me through being a Cardinal Corps leader to just daily things.
Dr. Sin has been supportive to me since my freshman year.
I would have to thank Meredith Meyer, Dr. Meyer, my psychology advisor. I adore her. She is one of my favorite professors I've ever had, and I really think she's helped me find my path here at Otterbein, but also beyond Otterbein.
My parents have been there for me every step of the way. Not even my parents, but my family in general.
Whoever donated this gorgeous animal, I love him dearly. All the horses that we have here that are owned by Otterbein have been donated, and we can't do this without generosity.
I want to say to all the donors that have supported me, thank you so much. I was very fortunate to receive the Opportunity Scholarship. I am now able to pursue my dream of becoming a college counselor in the future.
I would say to a donor, thank you for donating to our campus and giving us many opportunities that we've had. And I don't believe I would be where I am today without the donations from donors.
Thank you for all the donors and all of what their support also means, and it gives us a lot of opportunities.
You belong here. Trust me, there's a place for you here at Otterbein University.
I was scared to transfer, but it really was one of the best decisions I've made in my college career.
Coming from a small town, I think coming to Westerville has given me the chance to meet people from different backgrounds, which has helped me find new ways of thinking and new ways of understanding the world around me.
I just love how close-knit we are, the community here.
It feels like there's this own campus vibe right when you get on Otterbein. I definitely felt it after I toured here the first time.
I'm definitely gonna miss my experience here at Otterbein, and I'm truly grateful for the people that I've met because they'll be in my life forever, so I'm truly grateful for it.
It's probably gonna be the best 4 years, and it really is a shame that it's ending so soon. During COVID, we lost 2 years, so I think that it ends so soon.
Being involved in football in some way, always on the list, and yeah.
I think it was my goal. My late father was a police officer in Cleveland. He was North Randall, was a small city on the east side of Cleveland, and they had at one point they had the world's largest mall there. And I think when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a cop because that's what my dad did. Mm-hmm. And in the same capacity, I loved playing sports. So when I did that project when I was a kid, I actually got a bad grade on it because when I did the outline of me, not just because I was fat, but it was just like when I got it on the piece of paper, I drew a football player, and who was also holding a baseball bat, who also was a police officer. So my goal was I was going to go play for either the Cleveland Browns or the Indians at the time, and then as soon as the game was over, I was going to sprint out of the stadium and I was going to go direct traffic, down East 9th Street. And I thought like that was like what I could do is, I thought that was a real job. And the teacher's like, no, like if you're playing professional sports, as you go into it. And then Mom, Dad, and God gave me a lot of talents. Height was not one of them. So I knew at that point, when I was done playing, I had a really great Division III career. I didn't want the game to be over. And when I put that jersey that last time in the hamper, I sat there, and the late Hugh Marshall at Case Western Reserve, God rest his soul, Hugh comes to me and he goes, Tommy, you got to put it in. And I'm like, Hugh, I can't drop this jersey in here. I can't let it go. And I kind of had an idea that I wanted to stay around the sport because the sport gave a lot to me, and I wanted to give back to it. And I think that's why we become coaches, and that's why we do that. Looking back at it, I knew I wanted to compete. I knew I wanted to serve. That's what police officers do. They serve. What do athletes do? They compete. How do you compete and serve at the same time? You become a coach. Mm-hmm. And you put those things together, and you take the legacy of what your family had. And now I've got a daughter and a son who hopefully look up to what I do and say one day they want to either get in this profession or they want to stay as far away as humanly possible from it. But all I hope that they want to do is they want to make people around them better. That's what I ask our kids to do. That's what I ask our coaches to do, and that's kind of how I got into this profession.
All right, and then I think you kind of answered it. So I assume if you couldn't coach football or coach in general, you'd like to be a cop then?
I think at this point now in my life, I don't know. I think probably, I got to the point when I was 17 years old, I wanted to be a priest. I thought I wanted to be a priest, and and now I look back at it, I'm a father, I'm a husband. I think probably if football got taken away, I'd probably just be an educator. I was a testing center coordinator, worked as a counselor last year at Gilmore. I did a little bit of sales at one point in my life when, there's those lapses of those seasons where you're waiting for the next job to come in. And, I guess that would probably be it. I'll give a shout out to the guys at Ahola HR Solutions and Payroll up in Cleveland, Ohio. I think I'd probably go back to Ahola and be a senior sales executive like I was for that brief time I had in between Akron and Gilmore. Mark Strippy and the team there, they do a tremendous job, and I'd love to be able to help them with all their human capital management needs.
Garrett Wandel here with Coach Z, head Otterbein football coach, had their first game against High Wesleyan. So, Coach, just talk about how you feel about the team heading into Week 1, and then specifically High Wesleyan. I know you can't give away your whole game plan, but what do you think is going to be like the big factors in order to win that game?
Yeah, I think execution. When you think about where we're at as a football program and what we're doing, we're building every single day. And if we're not building, you put yourselves in a situation where you only get to take a step backwards. I told our guys this the other day, there's no rear view mirrors when you wake up. You can't look back at what happened in the past. We have to go forward with this. And Ohio Wesleyan did a phenomenal job at the end of the year last year. We were on the other end of that. We lost a couple games at the end that maybe we would like to have back. But I think realistically for us, it's a new season. It's a new slate. Our guys are excited about what we can accomplish. And the biggest thing is going to be, can we execute? Can we keep them off? Can we get them off the field in 3 downs? can we have the opportunity as an offense to not turn the football over? And I think the biggest thing is when you don't turn the football over, it's amazing how clean of a game you can play. And I think when we can do that, by the time the fourth quarter rolls around, we're in that game and we have an opportunity to go win and start this thing off the right way.
So Coach Daup, who was here before you, he liked to be really involved, particularly in like the offensive play calling on game days and such. What are you going to be, responsibility-wise, going to be on game day? Are you going to be more involved, you think, offensively, defensively, special teams are sort of balanced?
Yeah, I've been really guarded in trying to make sure that I'm a head coach first. And I think it's important that I'm an opportunity to work with the offense, work with the defense, work with the special teams, be involved in every aspect of our game. Because I think when you just put yourself on one side of the football, guys feel slighted. And the biggest thing that I was really proud of, we did our end of the semester meetings last year, the guys go, Coach, like, you came to our individual, you came to this event, you came to this, you came to this. Like, we feel like you care about all of us. And not to say that Tim didn't. Tim's a great man and did a phenomenal job and served Otterbein for a tremendous amount of years and made Otterbein a better place than when he found it. But I think what's important is making the opportunity to say, like, how can I be involved in the head, how can I help the offensive coordinator? How can I help the defensive coordinator? How can I help in special teams? How can I help? And that's one of the things that's great is I've been an offensive coordinator, I've been a defensive coordinator, I've been a special teams coordinator. So I've worn all those hats. And on game day, when you can do that, how can you add value in each capacity of it? And I think, it's like funny, our guys will laugh, they'll start a drill, and I'm like, hey, what about this? And we'll go through it. And I think that's important. And it's also developing our coaches. I've got a great young staff, and it's important that I give those guys opportunities that one day they're sitting in the same seat I am and have the opportunity to be head coaches if that's what their goals are.
Yeah, I want to talk about the coaches because we got like a brand new coaching staff this year. Talk about some guys that you're excited to just coach with this year and who can make a big impact, you think, helping you out.
Across the board, I mean, really, we've got 11 coaches on our staff that I think are really, really talented people that have a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different opportunities. Jake Schaefer, offensive coordinator, I'll start with him because he's been with me the longest. And Jake and I have been together. I'd like to laugh. When he was a junior in high school playing basketball, I walked into Holy Name High School and watched him play, and then from there watched him play football and developed a relationship with his family that has been now to the point where he stood there when I proposed to my wife in Italy, and then also stood up there when my son Bronco was baptized as one of his godfathers. So I think when you think about the relationship we've had, it's special. He coached with me in Division I. He's coached with me at high school. He's coached down here with me at the Division III level. And what you love about Jake is he gives the players everything he's got every single day. He's a great young mind. He's a great young motivator. He's got a great handle of not only just the quarterback position, but really the offense in general. Like, he could go coach the offensive line. He could go coach the tight ends. He could go coach the running backs, the receivers. Every aspect of the game, he's really good at it. And he's teaching our kids. And I think the biggest takeaway that I've seen with him and across the board is our players are blown away by the language we use. And I mean that in the sense that there's a lot of different ways you articulate the sport, and when you have a deep dive into it, our kids have bought into that, and they just sit there and they're fascinated by how much their coaching staff knows. Then you go to the defensive side of the football, and you have Anthony Ciccone. Anthony is a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Spent the time at Slippery Rock the last 2 years and was a great asset to their defense, and added a lot. And having him run our defense, he knows exactly what it looks like, what it tastes like, what it feels like. And he makes our players better every single day. His relationship is incredible, that he is able to develop relationships with each one of our players, that they just buy into him and trust him full-heartedly and understand that, like, he's got their best interest at heart. And I think his great young mind, his energy has been great. You pair that up with Jalen Kendall, our new linebackers coach, who we were fortunate to get right before training camp. Jalen hit the ground running. I mean, literally, he was living out of his car to start a training camp. We have a place here, but it was like one of those things where I think about the energy we have on that side of the football is awesome. It's great to see it. And our players can identify with the coaching staff that they have as well. And that's not the short change. Billy Aikens, our strength coach and DB coach, was an All-American at Ohio Dominican. I mean, he walks the talk, and he's got that dog in him, and the kids know that. They see it every single day. Our DBs, if he tells them to go roll around on the turf, they're going to go roll around, and there's a purpose with it, and it's minded that way. Jimmy McAdams has done a great job with their defensive line. Josh Price is back for his 17th year with Otterbein University football, which is incredible to see him serve in that capacity. And then back on the opposite side of the football, to have, Manny Belushi, who was the D-line coach last year, have the humility to come over to the offensive side of the football. And that's one of the big things we do here with our graduate assistants, is ask them to coach on both sides of the football while they're here. The reason I do that is this. When they're done, they're a more rounded, well-rounded coach. But more importantly, what I think is really cool is when somebody calls them and says, hey, I got a job for this guy, or I got a job, I'm looking for a defensive guy, I'm looking for an offensive guy, I go, I got a ball guy. Yeah. And now you have the ability to help that guy do that. So I think that's really important. And then finally, when you're looking at it, Preston Eistogel's done a great job with our wide receivers. Doug Egger is our offensive line coach, who I actually met when I was at Eastern Kentucky University as the coordinator. I ran into him. We were working at camp. He was an O-line guy. He kept in touch with me. He was a GA at the time. It's ironic that he lives here in Columbus. It kind of worked out well to be able to put that marriage together. And then and KJ's running with our running backs, and he was an All-American linebacker here. So to have that and have that lineage with our coaching staff, I'm really excited about the guys we have in place and really what they're doing for us as we go forward.
And then you coached at Gilmore Academy last year, finished with a great season, 9-2. Talk about some adjustments you've made from coaching high schoolers to now college.
Yeah, you're coaching men from boys. That's the biggest thing. I think at the end of the day, those three things we talked about before: character, humility, and love. Those don't change. Those don't change. It doesn't matter if you're 14 years old or if you're 84 years old. You can celebrate all three of those things every single day. The biggest thing has been having the ability to have a bigger roster. There's a lot more, obviously, responsibility academically and what we're looking for. But I give our kids the credit at Gilmore Academy. We put a lot on them last year, and they kept buying in. They kept buying in. I'm excited. They're 2-0 right now, so we left them in a good spot. And they got a big one this weekend, where it's going to be a good challenge for them. And if they can come out the way they should come out on it, they'll be sitting there 3-0, pretty happy where they're at. So happy about those guys. But realistically, the biggest difference I think at this level is that now guys are playing one way. You're not having a lot of two-way players and trying to manage that workload as you go into it. Now what does that load look like for the one-way player? What does that load look like for a guy when he's coming to practice, when you're going to 2.5-hour practice at the high school level versus a 2.5-hour practice at the college level? It's a vastly different thing, and what you can accomplish and the intricacies you can dive deeper into instead of just kind of skimming through some of the stuff that you do at the high school level. So it's been a lot of fun in that capacity as well. And like I said, our kids are digging deep and they're embracing it.
Garrett Wandel here with Coach Z.
Every day I felt worse. I didn't even want to get out of bed. You're feeling overwhelmed all the time.
It wasn't just school or home. It was everything. I didn't think anyone understood.
Turns out, I had the strength to get myself back. More strength than I knew.
I only needed a new way to see things. A new way to see myself.
Just needed to take that first step.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
Okay, I know what you're going through. Too much time inside, not enough outside. And what's up with the parents? They're in their own world. So maybe it's time to change things yourself. Yeah, you go first. Parents are people too. And the stresses you're feeling, you can bet they're feeling as well. Visit yourlifeyourvoice.org for some game-changing ideas on how you can turn things around at your house. When you go first, everybody wins.
I can hear the camera people still. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Memorial Stadium. Start of the second half between the Ohio Wesleyan Bishops and the Otterbein Cardinals. Garrett Wandel, Micah Flack here with you. Take through the second half of this one. And, well, it's been a very low-scoring game, obviously. But, Micah, what do you think either of these teams need to do to really gain that edge and kind of break through scoring-wise here in the second half?
It's going to be the run game so far for the Bishops, only averaging about 4 yards on the ground, and then Otterbein only about 1.8. Their main guy, Ajay Cody, 21 yards on 10 attempts, a 2.1 average. His longest rush was 6 yards. So whoever can figure it out in the trenches has the best chance. But both defenses have played phenomenal, both getting 2 turnovers. And if there wasn't a block punt, this game could be 0-0 right now.
Yeah, that block punt has been really the difference maker. It's been the play of the game so far. It's what set up the only scoring drive of this game. Just a 2-play, 3-yard drive, scoring drive for the Bishops. And they will get the second half kickoff quickly. Some scores around the OAC. Ohio Northern struggling against Alma at halftime, down 35-0. St. John Fisher trails Marietta 7-0, closing out the first quarter. And Worcester and Wilmington are both tied up 8-8, about halfway through the first quarter.
Kai Alston back deep for Ohio Wesleyan.
So we'll get our look at the Bishops here first in the second half. And they've been able to move the ball down the field, but seems like when they get in between the Cardinal 30, 35, 20-yard line, that's when their drives seem to stall out. That one's fielded at the 3. Now past the 20, 25, and he's brought down short of the 30-yard line. So Gaden Booza will come out. He was 5 for 17, 68 yards passing, also had 24 yards on the ground, but 2 interceptions in that first half, which fortunately for them did not result in any points for the Cardinals.
And Booza going to have to figure out how to get more completions. 17 attempts and only 5 completions, and trying to limit his turnovers. This is a player who had 23 touchdowns through the air last year.
Yeah, just been a little inconsistent so far here today. He does have a long of 30 yards for a completion, which makes up most of it. There's a little bit of confusion before the snap there. But got to give credit, I think, to that Cardinal defense. They have been elite so far, guarding both the passing and the rushing game. Sure, they've given up a little bit of big plays here and there, but they've only limited the Bishops to 7 points, and like we alluded to, it was just off that 3-yard drive. It's a read option up the middle, and a bit of a wildcat formation that time for the Bishops. Gain of about 3 yards.
And Calhoun not getting tripped up there. Could have possibly gotten even more yards. A little trip from the back pushed him forward.
As the officials it looks like it was injured. Cardinal hopping off the field there that time. Where we get this second down, 7 to go. Looks like they're stacking that backfield. 4 players in the backfield. We'll see where the snap goes to. Another wildcat. Haley gets it this time in the handoff and pickup of 2 yards. So I guess the Bishop's trying to create a little confusion for the Cardinals here early.
I think you put it exactly right. Trying to create a little bit of confusion and difference, trying to force a player to pick which running back might have the ball and get an opening for the offensive line.
Yeah, so far the Cardinals have not been fooled. 3rd and 5. Ohio Wesleyan 4 for 7 on 3rd downs. All 4 of those conversions on 3rd downs came in their opening drive. Booza gets it this time. He steps up, looking to run for it. He goes back and is able to get the first down. Makes a little bit of a shot late. Flag does come out, and likely be a personal foul here going up against the Cardinals.
Looking to be a late hit out of bounds. That's just something you can't be doing. You see that he's taking the step out of bounds. You just can't really shove him there. Cardinals.
Yeah, especially with the type of game it is. Yards are hard to come by. Nothing's coming easy. To give up, 15 free ones, the officials are talking it over because it wasn't the most obvious late hit in the world, but still, like you mentioned, he was slowing down. It was obvious he was coming out of bounds. Really no need for you to come in there with the hit. We'll see what the official call is here, but this is a big call. Oh, they're going to go defensive holding, actually. So it'll be automatic first down, so...
And still yards, free yards given up regardless if it wasn't the personal foul, but the holding. That's another 10 yards tacked on.
Yeah, up until this point, both teams have been pretty good about penalties. Bishops just have committed one worth 5 yards. Cardinals with 2 for 10 yards up until that defensive holding. But yeah, like you said, do not want to bail out this Bishop offense that has been struggling so far here today. So fresh set of downs. Set at about the 42.5-yard line. Trying to get this game underway here.
Ball spotted at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10, Ohio Wesleyan.
Booza's got 4 wideouts. Haley in the backfield with him to his left. Motions his receiver in the backfield. Gives it to Haley up the middle, and he is met at the line. Able to power forward for a pickup of another 2-3 yard pickup, which sets up another 3rd down and manageable.
And it's a game of attrition. Who can be able to break through the defensive line first and be able to get those big plays and get in the red zone?
Gain to the 44-yard line. 2nd down, 8.
Or pardon me, it's 2nd down and 8. Jumping the gun a little bit right there. So Bishop's taking their time. They don't play with much tempo here on offense. They like slowing it down. Booza in the gun. Gets the snap. Keeps it himself, and he is tackled after a short pickup that time. So just about another 3 yards.
You can see they're doing these read options, kind of trying to figure out what to do, misdirection, doing anything they can to really force the defense off balance to try to create those openings. And a little bit of a change, not really doing the tosses, normal runs up the middle, having multiple backs in the backfield with the quarterback to try to misdirect where the ball is going.
Yeah, it seems like they're just trying to create extensions of their running game so far here. But 3rd down and 6. They did complete their previous 3rd down conversion on this drive. 5 for 8 on the day. Booza looking to throw, has time, throws, incomplete. Trying to find his man across the middle. Good coverage that time by Carlos Alamo, who has an interception already on the day.
And now we'll see Ohio Wesleyan punt. Haven't done this much and didn't do it a whole lot in the first half, as Otterbein will look to try to get to the punter and force a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, punting has been a little shaky, like we mentioned, especially for the Cardinals. That's where really, it's not directly a scoring play, but it led to the only score of this game. Good snap. Punt is away. Nice high punt here. This one is fair caught at about the 18-yard line by the Cardinals. So 11:28 to go. Cardinals able to force a stop on the Bishop's opening drive. And we'll see how their offense looks. Let's see what adjustments were made at halftime. I think you need to figure out a way to get some consistent rushing attack going here. You mentioned Ajay Cody, 10 carries, 21 yards, 2.1 average per carry. That is not going to slide. You're not going to be winning football games with your top back only averaging 2 yards per carry. So we'll see what they can get going. Hardwin with Cody in the backfield. Gives it to him on first, and he is met at the line once again. And more what we saw there in that first half, just a pickup of 1 there on 1st down.
And maybe it might be time for them to take a play out of Ohio Wesleyan and be able to use a little bit of misdirection, have multiple backs, the read options, maybe trying to force their defense offline.
Yeah, maybe just try to get, like you said, create some just extension of the running play, maybe just throwing some screens, short passes, something, but we'll see what they draw up here on 2nd and long. Here's Hardwin, looks to throw, that pass caught, out past to the 20-yard line, and I believe that's Mengi again on the reception, and that's now his 4th reception on the day. And you bring up 3rd down and manageable at least here for the Cardinals.
And you're not probably going to go for it here, even if it's 3rd down and 7, you get maybe run it here, but an opportunity well backed up into their own territory. A punt would happen here if they're not able to pick it up.
3rd and 7. ONU showing pressure. Here's a pass by Hardwin. Intercepted! What a pick! Let me see, that was Dom Costa. He was beat on that play, but he was able to jump up, extend his body, and that was a great interception that time from Costa. And, well, another turnover. Like you said, it's really been a battle of turnovers so far.
And perfectly read, kept his eyes at the quarterback, high-pointed the ball, and was able to come up with it. Another turnover for the Cardinals.
Ball spotted at the Otterbein 47-yard line.
So Bishops have it in plus territory. They've started here a couple times in that first half, but was not able to turn it into any points. You're asking a lot out of your defense, though. They just held the Bishops a little bit of a lengthy drive, not much rest. They're going to have to go right back out there as Haley will be stopped after a pickup of 1.5.
And having your defense out there, a couple minutes afterwards, and you just be tiring and can create those holes. And getting those turnovers is especially helpful for the offense, but not the opposing defense, as they're just getting on the field and getting right back on.
And I think that's maybe what the Bishops are trying to do here, trying to see how fatigued that Cardinal defense is, trying to maybe bust one up the middle with Haley. Busa looking to throw. Steps up. He's going to run it himself. He's out past the 40. Kicks it to the outside. Good enough for the first down. He's just short of the Cardinal 30-yard line.
And Busa, this is what he does. Does it with his legs and his arm. Another rush for him, and that will make it 37 yards.
I'm not sure. He did come up a little hobbling when he came out of bounds, but coaching staff has some words for the officials on the Otterbein side. There's a penalty marker down, so we'll see if this one may be coming back with a hold or see what the official call is here. Like you said, not many penalties have been this team. So you can try to make out what he said with the wind damage there. It is a personal foul going against the Bishop, so wipe out the big run that time from Busa, and they're backed up now, 2nd down, and they're going to say 2nd down and 10, so they'll have to just press reset and run it again. Not sure what the holdup is here down on the field, but officials trying to get things sorted, make sure the ball's in the right spot. It is at the Cardinal 45. They're still going to.
And a good timeout, though, for the Otterbein defense. Allows them to readjust, kind of settle in, and figure out what they need to do here. Talk it over with their defensive coordinator, but also gives them time to breathe after being on the field so much the past couple series here, getting a little bit of this timeout is much appreciated for that defense. Ohio Wesleyan probably not as happy. They just want to go and try to get Otterbein on their heels defensively.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity for the Cardinal defense kind of catch their breath. And maybe that's the strategy by Coach Z over there on the sideline, extending his conversation with the officials there. So I'm not sure what the conversation is about. Maybe it's about the ball placement since it's 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 25, or I'm not sure what case he is making down there, but nonetheless, kind of halts the momentum from the Bishops, gives the Cardinals time to regroup.
And the Cardinals just looking for possibly another turnover to hold them to a field goal. This game seems like it's just going to continue to be a low-scoring affair. And if you can try to hold the team to as little points as possible, give the offense as much of an opportunity as you can. And then we kind of mentioned this in the pregame. The offense is a little bit behind where the defense is coming into the season for Otterbein, and that has clearly shown today, especially the offensive line. Definitely some key starters in that area, just not been able to create the holes for the running game. But the defense has been there, especially the secondary, being able to get those turnovers and force batted balls down.
Yeah, you know, the way the Cardinals may get on the board in this one is through their defense with a turnover, a fumble, scoop six, pick six, something like that, or their defense creating excellent field position for their offense to get going here. I think gotta think any moment here will be. I just don't know what the what he's pleading or talking with the officials down there is. I gotta think it's about that personal foul or something, trying to make for a more extensive penalty or trying to get the player out of the game. But they did move the placement. It's gonna be 2nd and 8. Says 2nd and 10. Still talking to the officials down there, but this is definitely the break the Cardinal defense needed. Like we were saying, if they were winded or fatigued, I mean they should have had a good solid couple minutes to catch their breath here. I'm sure the Bishop's not happy about this because it seemed like they just picked up that big interception and they weren't able to really build off of that momentum at all.
And you kind of hear the fans a little bit not very happy with the delay of game, just going over to both sidelines, talking over with the head coaches.
Yeah, this is, I mean, you know, you always see coaches maybe plea their case for stuff and talk to the officials every now and again. This is a little long, a little uncharacteristically long stoppage in play. All right. Looks like we'll finally get to resume play here. So, all right, after all that, 2nd down and 8 for the Bishops. Let's see what they do here after the short timeout. Booza gets it, looking to throw. Pressure comes. That pass deflected. Great job, great coverage that time by Randy Cochran Jr. And you can see just his immediate impact in the secondary. I mean, he has not given up anything through the passing game.
And you can tell just having that knowledge and wealth of experience playing at Akron, a D1 college, being able to come here. But he also knows what Zagorski wants. Of course, was at Akron from 2018 to 2021 with him. So he kind of knows his playing style, how to play the formations that he wants.
3rd and 8. Booza throws. That one caught. Good enough for the first down and more. Spins, but wrapped up by Cochran Jr. And they get this one at the Cardinal 27-yard line. So big 3rd down conversion that time from the Bishops.
And a beautiful in route, cuts in towards the middle of the field, and there's no one around. An easy pass, is able to set his feet, is Booza for the first down.
Fresh set of downs here for Booza and company. Looking to throw on first down. Has time. Now rolling out to his left. Throws incomplete. As he was under some heavy pressure, and Booza a little slow to get up as he took a shot that time, and he is hobbling. And I think he's trying to shake that one off. He's signaling to the sideline to, oh, he's going to have to come out as he's not able to put any pressure on that left leg. And he's going to fall down, hopefully just a cramp. But the training staff will attend to him here with 8:08 remaining, as he was able to quickly get on his feet and walk off on his own power for the most part.
And as Booza comes out, it'll be his backup, the 6'3" senior Austin Womack, number 15, will come in and lead at least a play or two.
Yeah, that'll be a big blow, depending on how long he is out, if he's not able to return in this game. But Womack, a senior, he's got good size, he's got experience, so this is the moment these backup quarterbacks have been waiting for here. I'm not sure if he was expecting it to be in week 1, but here he is, thrown into the fire, 2nd and 10. It's a handoff, and this time nothing up the middle. That was Marquis Henry. He lost 2 yards on that play, so 3rd and 12.
Tackled on the play by Duke Cousins. Loss of yards to the 30-yard line.
And with your backup quarterback still in the game, 3rd down and 12, you're in an obvious passing situation, so we'll just see how much trust that coaching staff has in the backup senior. Looking to throw, 3rd and 12, pass, intercepted by the Cardinals. Here they come. Out past the 40, 50, trying to make a man miss, and inside the Bishop 40-yard line. Tayon Howard, and kind of just a poor pass, kind of let that one sail on him, and Howard was just in the perfect place, set up good field position for the Cardinals, and that might be the spark that this Otterbein team needs.
And just well over the head of the intended receiver and able to get there, and that makes it 3 interceptions so far this game for Otterbein, as Tayon Howard able to make the play and puts them in a good field position. This defense for Otterbein continues to allow their offense an opportunity to score.
Yeah. We were just saying the defense, it'd be nice to see if they could set up the offense with good field position, forcing a turnover or whatnot. It's exactly what they did. It's just up to the offense now to try to get this one. You'd love to just put some points on the board with a field goal, but I feel like getting a touchdown here, tying this game up, will just feel so good for the Cardinals. So they're at the 39 of the Bishops. We'll see if they can get a little spark on offense. Hard one in the gun. Oh, a little miscommunication there on first down, and it's a 1 step forward, 2 steps back, as him and Cody just were not on the same page on that first down play.
And a clear miscommunication. He goes to the right with the ball, looking to give it to the running back, but the running back is going to the left, and he just had to make a read option and run himself. And a little bit of miscommunication on that.
Yeah, and that basically is as good as a sack right there. 2nd and 15 now, so not making things easier for an offense that has been struggling. Four wide out look here for Hardwin. Motions over Cody. Looks that way. Passes to him. Caught. Cody has a little bit of open field. Breaks the tackle. Out past the 35, and he's pushed out of bounds. I think they're going to say just short of the first down. Flag comes in late. We'll see.
And it looks like it'll possibly be a holding on Otterbein, as they are already backing up a little bit, returning to where the ball is placed. But if that stands, that is a huge gain. Breaking off some tackles is Cody, able to get momentum building for Otterbein.
Yeah, we'll have to see what this call is. It's a big call if it does go against the Cardinals. They're already 2nd and 15. A holding will send them up into no man's land. So see if we can make out what the officials say.
And you can see Otterbein, the team is backing up already. They're back behind where the ball was placed.
Offense, number 87, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, 2nd down.
So holding against the Cardinals, like you alluded to, which is a big penalty. 2nd and 15 turns to 2nd and 25. And really after possibly your best offensive play of the game. I mean, you just got the interception. You got the life in this stadium back up. Then there's a miscommunication there on 1st down. You lost 5 yards, and then a holding on 2nd down. I mean, you're just killing yourself here on this drive. It's 2nd and 25. I mean, we'll see what happens, but 25 yards seems like a mile for this offense right now.
Well, yeah, plenty to work with here. Go for the pass on 2nd down or try to go for the run. But I think realistically here, you try to go for the pass and then run on 3rd down. If you're anywhere close, go for it on 4th down or maybe go for the kick.
Yeah, I agree with you. They can't really waste it down here, I think, trying to hand this one off. Hardwin motions over Paddocky here. 2nd and 25. Play action. Looks to throw. Rolling out to his right. On the move. Hardwin looking. Throws. Caught. And it's good for the 1st down. And guess who? Owen Mengi once again. Play action. Looks to just throw. slithering his way through the defense. Rolling out to his right. Knew the play was broken. On the move. Hardwin looking. This has throws. been in sync with Hardwin. Hardwin also Caught. took a shot on that play. If we can take another look at that.
And
replay
Hardwin
again.
read the coverage, rolled out to his right, set his feet, and then found his target
action. Looks
in the
to
face
throw.
of pressure. And Owen
Rolling out
Mengi
to his
made
right.
a diving play
On the move.
on the sideline, and a player that we have mentioned multiple times today beat the coverage of number 3, Dom Costa, to get the 1st down. And what felt like a mile to the 1st down marker immediately puts them in a good position.
Yeah, undoubtedly the best play that this offense has executed here today. But unfortunately, the 2 guys that made it are shaken up. Hardwin was able to walk it off. Mengi's still down on the Cardinals sideline. But yeah, hopefully maybe just Hardwin, the wind knocked out him. He did take a pretty big shot there. He'll probably have to sit out at least one play, but hopefully Mengi just dealing with a cramp or whatnot. But yeah, he's been big so far here today. 5 receptions, 63 yards, and 35 of those yards coming on that previous reception.
To the Ohio Wesleyan 20-yard line. 1st and 10 Cardinals.
So here comes the Cardinals. 1st and 10 at the 21. Hardwin will be out of this play. And bobbled snap. Cody, fortunate bounce. Bounces really right into his lap, and he's able to push forward for 2 yards and avoiding disaster there on the 1st down play.
And lucky to be able to get the ball in his hands and just move forward for a couple yards.
And it looks like we got penalty marker after the play. Cardinal players signaling it's against the Bishops. Which would be big since you're getting in that red zone territory.
And you can see Coach Zagorski comes well out onto the field trying to learn what the penalty is. Going to walk over to the official, kind of talk to him about that. And that's a huge penalty for an Otterbein team that had not a lot of momentum. This penalty now moves them even farther into Ohio Wesleyan territory.
Yeah, that sets them up first and goal at the 10. So it's a golden opportunity, and in a game where scoring is not very high and red zone trips are limited, you got to put this one in the end zone if you're Otterbein. First and 10. Hardwin back in the game. Mengi also back in the game. Hand off to Bose Floyd, and he is stood up at the line, and they may give him a half yard, maybe a yard on that first down handoff, but you got to sense that you're going to have to throw this one if you're wanting to score a touchdown here.
That's kind of where it's been at so far today. But if you're in this situation, you can pretty much know that it's 4-down territory. You're in the red zone at this point. You can run on every down, try to get closer and closer and inch your way to the first down marker.
Second down and goal at about the 9. Hardwin looking to throw, under pressure, rolling to his left, throws, caught by Bose Floyd, open field in front of him, 5, touchdown Cardinals! And you could sense the relief in the stadium and the coaching staff right next to us celebrating their first touchdown of the season. 9-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Bose Floyd. Now they're an extra point away from tying this one up.
And that's Eason Hardwin's first touchdown of his season 2023. And as he rolls to the left, it forces the corner. He decides to come in and try to go for the tackle for loss, and that opens up Bose Floyd for the open, and then the amazing block to waltz into the end zone.
Extra point is up, and it is good. So the Cardinals tie this one up with 4:24 to go here in the third quarter, 7-7. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Drowning.
Welcome back here. 4:24 to go here in the third quarter. Otterbein scoring their first touchdown, topped off by a 9-yard pass from Easton Hardwin to Jordan Bose Floyd. Tie this one up at 7 apiece. Set up off that interception on the previous drive. Kickoff fielded just inside the end zone. And he is dropped, I think, inside the 15-yard line, maybe just about the 11.
And a lucky return there, as it would look like it might have rolled into the end zone. Could have maybe let it roll, come out to the 25, but decided.
Everyone looking to throw, under pressure, rolling to his left, throws, caught by Bose Floyd, open field in front of him, 5, touchdown Cardinals! Hardwin to Bose Floyd, which was their first touchdown of this young season here. Tied this one up, so not a good return by the Bishops. Set up at their own 11. And kind of sense this is a critical moment in this game where the Cardinals can try to continue to build off that momentum that they just had by scoring that touchdown. The handoff. Nice hurdle that time, but unable to get much after it. It's about 4 yards on that first down carry by Alston.
And a great hurdle there by Haley, but Cochran Jr. ready to make the tackle right when he makes the leap.
And Busta is back in the game. He did not throw the previous interception, was the backup senior. which ended up costing them their first points of the ball game. And scoreboard just shut off. So we're going to, I'm not sure if the officials are aware. I think that's what the stoppage in play is for. So can't tell you how much time is left. But they're going to have to get that squared away. But big drive here for both teams. I mean, if you force a 3-and-out, if you're the Cardinals, you'd be probably set up with some pretty good field position, which is what I think you need to do for this offense with just how they're operating here today. You can't expect them to go down the distance of the field, but if you get it about the 50, 40-yard line, make them drive down 50, 60 yards, that's doable. As scoreboard's back online, we got 4:13 and counting, second down and 7, or in 6. Booza gives to Haley. This time he's met right at the line, and he is going nowhere. Actually, it's like they're going to mark it for a 2-yard loss.
Haley, the ball carrier.
So 3rd and 9. This is when the Cardinals have struggled to get off the field in this one. 6 for 10 are the Bishops on their 3rd down conversion. So
you're probably very rejuvenated if you're the defense for Otterbein after the offense gets that touchdown and gets in the end zone, tie the game up. The defense has continually played well, and if you can pin them back here and force upon opportunity, that's exactly what Otterbein would like to happen after coming off a score.
Booz under pressure, throws it. It's caught by Alston. He's out past the 20, breaks the tackle, gets the first down and more, but he gets lit up, loses the football, but fortunately comes out of, or falls out of bounds. That was Tayon Howard laying down a haymaker there, and a late flag comes in as let's see some words exchanged. Who's under pressure, throws it. It's caught by Alston. He's out past the 20, breaks it.
Able to break the tackle and get right by for the first down. It was one-on-one, had to try to wrap him up to save the first down opportunity, but not able to. Now Otterbein will have to reset for another set of downs.
Officials still talking about this late flag here. Obviously, it's going to be a personal foul, some form or fashion, and it looks like it's going against the Cardinals since they are falling back. So not only you give up that 3rd and 9, but you give them an additional 15 yards with a dead ball foul. And this is kind of what happened to Ohio Wesleyan defensively on their previous drive, is they were just had some, dumb penalties that just don't need to be committed, and you're helping out a struggling offense. They're having trouble move down the field. You just cannot afford to give up these easy yards. So it looks like it'll be marked at the 41 of Ohio Wesleyan. It's all said and done. 3:02 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Booza pitches to Haley, and he gets lit up right when he catches it. Another loss of 2 as Haley has been bottled up in the backfield on back-to-back carries.
As Rashawn Bloomfield gets right to the backfield, trips him up onto the ankles, and a huge stop for Otterbein on first down.
Yeah, they've done a good job of halting that running game, which was having some decent success in that first half and earlier in this 3rd quarter, putting all the pressure here on Busa in the passing game. 2nd and 12. Busa throws it deep, caught at the 30, 20, 15, keeps his footing, touchdown, Bishops. Tyler Webb hauls that one in, and looked like he could have been brought down multiple times, but just breaking tackles, extending that play, and a huge offensive play that time by the Bishops. Best they've had so far here today. And just like that, they respond with a touchdown of their own.
Tyler Rep had the stride, had one step, and put exactly where it needed to be as Booza puts it right in the basket, puts it into the chest, and able to break a tackle to get into the end zone. And exactly right after Otterbein was able to score, Ohio Wesleyan responds back.
Yeah, great response by the Bishops there. Hey, maybe this last quarter, maybe a little bit of a shootout. We'll see what happens. But 2:04 remaining here in the third quarter. Ohio Wesleyan leads the Cardinals 14-7. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place and instead of what you came for, you found this? What would you do? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/knowtherisks.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. 14-7 now in favor of the Bishops. 2:04 to go here in the third quarter. Still plenty of time left in this game. But it seems like the offenses, after starting out a little slow in that first half, found some life here in this third quarter. Kick is away, and that one's fielded about the 4-yard line by Cody, and he will be met at the 5. And both of these teams, little interesting decisions to field the kickoffs on their last two attempts, setting them up with pretty bad field position.
And you kind of have to there. You're waiting as the returner to see if it will go into the end zone. But he saw that it was going to the left, and if it would have went out of bounds, would have been spotted at the 2 or 3 yard line. So he decided to pick it up and try to get some more yards.
So the Cardinals will have to go 95 yards if they want to get in the end zone, which, I mean, the Bishops just went 89. So we'll see what they can do here, but they're able to get it in the end zone. I'm sure they're feeling good about themselves. Here's Hardwin in the gun. Drops back, looks to throw. That one caught by Bose Floyd, and he's able to get just short of the 10-yard. They'll give him forward progress, so he gets to the 10, so 5 yards there on that first down.
And Otterbein looking to try to respond, go back to back after Otterbein scored, and then Ohio Wesleyan. Now Otterbein is going to try to respond, have the confidence on their side. The offense is starting to get into a groove, and this could be a huge drive.
That run up the middle looks like it's good enough to move the chains. That's not something I've said too often here today for the Cardinals. Bose Floyd gets enough for the first down. Looks like there's a Ohio Wesleyan player a little shaken up down there, but appears to be all right. He's coming off the field. I believe that's Seth Anderson. But the Cardinals able to move the chain so far in 2 plays, which is good because you have some breathing room now. You know, you're set up in your own end zone essentially there at the 5-yard line. So a little bit of breathing room now. Clock continues to churn. Bose Floyd remains in the game with Hardwin. Trips near side. Hardwin gives it to Bose Floyd and doesn't get too much on that play. Just a pickup of 2 yards on that first down give.
Met right at the line, and you'll go into the fourth quarter as the time starts to expire here, just under 35 seconds. And you'll be able to have the ball. You'll switch sides of the field, but you can go into the fourth quarter with an opportunity.
Good. Oh, dropped by Pataky. Good throw by Hardwin across the middle, but Pataky just not able to hang on to that one. Just kind of an uncharacteristic outing we've seen from the stellar tight end Pataky here tonight. I mean, that's an uncharacteristic drop. Do not see many of those from him. So that will set up now 3rd and 8. Cardinals 3 for 10 on 3rd downs. Not their best down here today, just converting at 30% rate. Obvious passing situation. Hardwin. Rolling. He throws incomplete. Trying to find his favorite receiver, Mengi, but that one just sailed on him out of bounds. I'll bring up 4th down.
And Mengi, that slot receiver, very fast, but now you're going to see them punt here back in your own end zone. Don't want to let Ohio Wesleyan have another opportunity to go up by 2 scores. And this is kind of where they've been struggling, is on the special teams. Can they get the punt away safely?
Yeah, the punting unit has not been pretty, like we alluded to. I'd still say probably the biggest play in this game was that blocked punt in the first half. Schneider gets the punt away, and fielded at the 49. Breaks a few tackles, and he is brought down in plus territory to about a 5-yard return by the Bishops. So 11.7 to go here in the 3rd. Likely to see one more play here out of the Bishops.
And the Bishops have held on defense, gave up that score to Otterbein, and really came off of a huge penalty and that unsportsmanlike conduct, and that moved them well into the red zone and allowed for the touchdown. But since then, the defense has been stout, and this is a defense that last year only gave up 18.5 points per game, and they're well on their way to holding underneath that.
Yeah, they have came as advertised. Nothing has come easy for this Cardinal offense. And this is a big possession here. I mean, if you go up two possessions, this is a huge lead in this game. It's just 2 possessions just because of how points have come at a premium here. But likely be the last play. Busa and his receiver slipped and fell before he got that one away. So rain check on that one. We'll get at least one more play here with 7.7 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 10. Seems like the rushing attack, though, with Haley has kind of died out as this 3rd quarter has gone along. Good adjustment by that Cardinal defense. But, I mean, yeah, that huge 65-yard bomb to Webb on that previous drive made short work of that. 2nd and 10. Busa all alone, looking to throw. Across the middle, incomplete. Just a little bit behind his receiver that time. Well, we're going to get at least one more play now. We thought 4.2 to go. I mean, hey, this possession might be over before the quarter is, so that would be big for the Cardinals.
Busa trying to work on his completion percentage, something he's got to work on. Has 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions, 8 completions to 25 attempts. Something to keep an eye on going into the 4th quarter.
Busa all alone on 3rd down, looks to throw. Across the middle, this time it's caught. Good enough for the 1st down and more. So they're able to close the quarter on the right foot there. That will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So it'll be a fresh set of downs for the Bishops when we come back for the 4th and final quarter. Ohio Wesleyan leads Otterbein 14-7. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, it'll be the start of the 4th and the final quarter.
Every day I felt worse. I didn't even want to get out of bed. You're feeling overwhelmed all the time.
It wasn't just school or home. It was everything. I didn't think anyone understood.
Turns out, I had the strength to get myself back. More strength than I knew.
I only needed a new way to see things. a new way to see myself.
Just needed to take that first step.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Start of the fourth and final quarter. Garrett Wandel, Micah Flack here with you. Otterbein currently trailing in their season opener to the Bishops 7-14. The Bishops closed out that third quarter with a nice completion from Busa, and they are they're in that kind of that no man's land where a lot of their drives have stalled out inside the 30 here. We'll see if the Cardinals have another stop up their sleeve.
Third down 10.
Busa, quick pass, throwing it up for his receiver, incomplete. Good coverage at that time from Carlos Alamo.
And very good covers there, trying to get a fade route back towards the pylon, and the pass was incomplete for Hurts, and that's exactly what you want to do if you're Otterbein, trying to hold them, get them to third down as quickly as possible without letting the clock run at too much in this fourth quarter.
So second down and 10. And the running game has kind of disappeared here for the Bishops in the second half. We'll see what they do on second down. Haley is back in the game. Give it to Haley up the middle, dragging a Cardinal defender down with him for some extra yards, and that was a nice pickup there on third down, or second down, about 7 yards for Haley.
A good little rush there, was dragging, like you said, a player along with him for the 7 yards, and just continuing to get closer and into that first down and get inside the red zone.
So another big third down coming up. Third downs have been pretty good for the Bishops so far in this one. 8 for 12 on third down conversions. 3rd and 4. 4 wide out look. Haley to the left of Busa. Give it to Haley on third down. He fights forward, and it looks like it's good enough to move the chains.
Haley, the ball carrier.
And they will, so looks like the rushing attack back in full force here for the Bishops. And this is kind of, I think the whole game plan is you wear down that defense, and in the fourth quarter when you have the lead, hopefully, you just bleed the clock and continue to add to your lead. First and 10 for the Bishops. They're in no rush here. Play clock down to 2. I think they're trying to signal for a play clock reset, but they're going to have to burn a timeout here instead to avoid the delay game, which is tough to do in a close game, in the second half, but they will do so. 13:40 to go. First down and 10, and I mean, it's with the state of the game, with how how hard points have been to come by. I mean, how big is it for the Cardinals to at least try to force a field goal attempt on this drive?
And you got to at least try to attempt a field goal. If you allow a touchdown here, it feels like 14 in this game is an eternity to get back to. It feels like just to get that touchdown takes a lot of momentum and effort. So if you let them get another touchdown, it could be a little bit more difficult. And there'll still be plenty of time. You still would have probably over 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. Get quickly down to the end zone, get a score, and then play some good defense, force the punt or turnover, and then come back, and there's an opportunity. But Otterbein has been struggling as Ohio Wesleyan has continued to put pressure on the quarterback and play good defense.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. You got to try at least to force Ohio Wesleyan to settle for a field goal attempt here. They do have one earlier in that first quarter. 30-yard attempt missed. So we'll see if they will even elect to go that route if it does come to a fourth down First and 10, and looks like we're going to see some movement on the line. Cardinals may catch a break here. Looks like it's going to be a false start going against the Bishops. Just their third penalty of the afternoon.
And it's been hard for Otterbein. They've had a couple huge penalties, 4 penalties for 35 yards they've given up.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, though, pretty clean game, at least from what I'm seeing here, by both of these teams. Couple, done personal fouls in the second half, but nothing really on the field that either coach can complain about too much. But first and 15, Busa looks a throw out to his left, caught, and looks like he did hold on to that one. That's Alston on the reception. He's a little banged up, but I mean, still, that was really good coverage. I think that's just better offense beating better, or good defense.
And Kyle Alston able to just go up, and like you said, it was good defense on the play. Threw it right where it needed to be, the back shoulder catch, and Almo just kind of stands up. You can see him grab his helmet, and he knows that it was just a good ball and good coverage. Back shoulder throw by the quarterback. Busa puts them in a perfect position with the player down on the field.
Yeah, I believe it was Alston who made the catch for the Bishops. So both these teams have a chance to regroup, but once he's able to, hopefully he's all right. Didn't see him come down too awkwardly or anything from that catch, so. But they'll be set up at the 5-yard line, and they'll likely have probably 4 downs to just extend their lead to 13, 2 possessions. And this is the kind of goal line stand that the Cardinals will need to have. I mean, if I was Ohio Wesleyan, I'd probably be handing the ball off here on first and second down at least, see if you can just punch it in that way, since you've been having pretty good success with Haley. So you might just want to sell out on the run here if you're Otterbein. Still getting some attention down there on the field. Take this time to look at some scores from around the conference. Ohio Northern still struggling at Alma, down 7-45. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Marietta leads St. John Fisher by a score of 21-7 at the half. Wilmington's pulled away from Worcester 36-15 at the half. Muskingum leads Ferrum 14-10 at the half. And Mount St. Joseph is beating Baldwin Wallace 19-7, 6:34 to play in the second quarter. And Mount Union, ranked 2 in the preseason national poll, they have an early 21-0 lead against Defiance in the second quarter. And Alston's still down there on the field. Hopefully, he's clearly in some discomfort down there. I think we'll take a timeout here as he gets help from the training staff. So, well, you're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Alston was able to walk off. He's clearly in some discomfort, though, there on the sideline. Probably will not return, but a good sign. They did initially bring the card out for him, but he shook it off, and he walked off on his own power, which is a good sign. But here we go, though. First and goal for the Bishops here at the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the
Cardinals need a goal line stand. Busa is going to keep it himself, run up the middle, and the Cardinals were not having it that time. No gain on the first down carry.
Caden Boozer, the ball carrier.
And a little bit of a late scuffle going on between both of these teams, but no flags. Last thing either of these teams need to do is extend or, pick up a personal foul by either team. Official was trying to communicate something, but his mic cut out.
Second down.
Second down, that's all I got. So Busa also did sub out of the game. So backup quarterback Austin Womack will be in the game for the second and goal play. Womack pitches to Haley. Haley cuts it in, and he is stopped at about the 4-yard line. So first and second down rushing attempts does not show for much. So third and goal, Busta will come back into the game.
And you'll have plenty of time here so you can figure out what you want to do. This is possible 4-down territory depending on where you get, or you can go for that field goal. It feels like points have been hard to come by, and that pretty much is 2 scores. A touchdown and a field goal in this game would feel like a lot, something to consider once Ohio Wesleyan if they get to 4th down.
A little bit of confusion on the sideline. Play clock down to 2. They're going to have to call another timeout here. And in a close game like this, coming down the stretch, coaches always like to have their timeouts, whether it be to use on defense or on offense, trying to get the ball back or whatnot. So Wesleyan down to just 1 timeout. They want to make sure they get this play right. Third and goal at about the 5. And I got to think if you don't get it in here, you're probably going to have to send the field goal unit out, just to make it that 2-possession game here in the 4th quarter. Make Otterbein score it 2 times against you. Make them score 2. They've only scored it 1 time into the entire point of the game. So they may just play it the safe route, another handoff here, bleed a little bit of clock, see if they can catch the Cardinals sleeping, but so it'll be Busta and Haley in the backfield for the Bishops. Big third down. Bishops 9 for 13 on third downs tonight. This has been their magic number in this one. Busta looks to throw on third. Has some protection. Rolls out to his left. Pressure's coming to him. He loses the football. Fumble scooped up by the Cardinals.
And what a scoop. It looked like it was grabbed out of his hand on the play. He looked like he was about to throw it, and someone put his hand, knocked the ball out. And that is the biggest stop that you can ask for if you are Otterbein, rolling out to his left. And you can see that he just got tackled at the legs and just dropped the ball. Looked like he was going to come grab it with both hands, maybe go for the run, but didn't realize the pressure was coming and just dropped it for the fumble. And that's exactly what you want if you're Otterbein, a goal line stand in the red zone, and does not allow Ohio Wesleyan to put any more points on the board and gives them plenty of time and momentum to get back in this game.
Yes, that is a huge stop. Because even if he just went down for the sack right there, probably send the field goal unit out, make it a 2-possession game, but able to force the fumble. See if the Cardinals can take advantage. It's a handoff here on first down to Cody, and more of what we've been seeing, just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage that time, so we'll set up second down and 10. I think you gotta likely get your offense going through the passing game up until this point. That's been the only way this team's been having any success. Hard one. That pass deflected, and fortunately that one fell incomplete for him that time.
Luckily, like you said, that pass gets batted down. If one of the Ohio Wesleyan players get there, they are in the end zone for the touchdown. But luckily, batted down low enough to where it gets to the ground quickly, and it gives Otterbein the opportunity to have another down. And it's the question you almost have to ask is, in this scenario, 11 to 10 to go, do you go for it even in your own territory? And that's something that will have to be considered here.
Hardwin gets the snap, looks to throw, has time, incomplete. Trying to find his man across the middle, just a little too much zip on that one, and Hardwin knew that was a big one, and they will send the punting unit out there, which I think's the right call. This would be a really, really gutsy call. You'd be giving it up in your own zone and basically giving the Bishops, putting them in field goal range, which is at this point extremely important, keeping this just a one possession game. So Aiden Snyder set to receive this one in his own end zone. Gets the snap, gets it away just barely again, and takes a good Cardinal bounce. And really good Cardinal bounce. This one goes inside the Bishop 30. So, but once again, fingertips away from another blocked punt.
Just got to get the ball back there. The long snapper got to pretty much zip it at the punter, get it there quickly, and immediately drop it and kick it. But a huge bounce there really put the Cardinals in a perfect position on defense, as Ohio Wesleyan and Caden Booza will go back to work. As currently Booza is 10 for 29, almost completing just 30% of his passes.
Yeah, he does have the greatest completion rate, but it seems like when he does connect, it's usually for a pretty big gain. So that's just what the Cardinals need to try to contain, is those big passing plays here. 1st and 10. Booza gives it off up the middle. He's got some room out past the 40, 50, into Cardinal territory. 25, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Bishops. That was Marquise Henry that time on the give. And a huge rushing play that I think the Bishops have been setting up all game long, just pounding the rock up the middle. Cardinals were not expecting it that time, and they get a huge score here with 10:43 to go in the 4th quarter.
A huge run by Haley, 2 broken tackles, and like you said, just a sea of green right up the middle, able to cut it back to the left side. And they broke through on the running game. Like we said, whoever could break through running the ball would most likely have the advantage, and on that play, Ohio Wesleyan found it.
So 73-yard touchdown run by the Bishops makes this a 21-7 game. Pressure's now on the Cardinals, a 10:43 to go, trailing by 2 touchdowns. We'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV. back here to Memorial Stadium. A flag on the kickoff. It goes out of bounds. The Cardinals will be set with pretty decent field position, but definitely need to turn up the urgency offensively for Otterbein. This is, I feel like, a must-score possession if they want to stay in this ball game.
And I think you're right. Easton Hardwin has to figure it out. 15 for 25 completions, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, but only 89 yards on 15 completions and rushing the ball and only up to a 2.0 average. And they just have not been able to figure out offensively. The defense has kept them in this game, but Ohio Wesleyan has started to find the cracks late into the game.
1st and 10 at the 35. Here's Hardwin and company. We'll see if he can get this offense rolling. Looking to throw. Has time. Dishes it out to Cody. He able to pick up, or he isn't able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So a loss of about 2 on that 1st down play.
And that's not what you want, but you can't take the sack either. Just got to dump it off to the check down and try to see if you can make some magic happen.
And just looking at total offense so far in today's game, Otterbein with just 134 total yards of offense compared to Ohio Wesleyan 368. And I think the Cardinals, when you look at those numbers, they're kind of fortunate to be only down 2 scores. And you still have a chance to win this game as Hardwin has a lot of time. That pass is caught out for the good enough for the 1st down past midfield, and he gets pushed out of bounds in Bishop territory. So Edwards that time on the reception.
And Gavin Edwards found the opening, able to get down the left side. And if you go quickly here, find that opportunity through the pass game as the run game has not been there. I mean, if you can get a score here in timely fashion, then be able to hold Ohio Wesleyan, you'll have an opportunity.
Good positive play inside Bishop territory. Hardwin throws, caught again. It's out to the 35-yard line. So Cardinals responded to the call so far. Let's see if they can finish this drive off with a touchdown. They're going hurry up here. A little over 9 minutes to play. Hardwin looking to throw. Across the middle. This one caught. I believe that is Paddocky across the middle. They've been trying to set that up all game long, and they finally do.
And this is exactly what Otterbein needs to figure out.
Across the middle. This one caught.
Throwing the ball has worked. 3 for 3 in the past 3 attempts. And I think you don't even try to run here and just go for the pass. Go with what's working.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't try to kill your momentum with, trying to run it up the middle, and then you're set up behind the 6. So let Hardwin sling it. He seems to be hot right now. And play action. Across the middle. Mengi. Is he in? They're going to say downed at the 1.
And that's going to be close. It's exactly where the knee is, and it looks like it'll just be
play action. Across the middle. Mengi. Is he in?
Short. And this is where you would probably run the ball. Try to get it right in there and don't really need to pass here, as Otterbein has responded very quickly on this drive.
Yeah, not taking a lot of time off the clock. Still over 8 minutes to play. And no doubt they got 4 plays to pick up 1 yard. So we'll see what they do on 1st and goal. Hardwin gives it to Cody up the middle, and he is dropped for a loss.
That's going to be tough there. Bring it back a couple more yards. You got to figure out what you need to do to get that offensive line to create a hole. Maybe a little bit of misdirection. Might be worth going back to the pass. Maybe throw a fade or a comeback route in the end zone.
Yeah, that's tough on 1st down. You're just a yard away. Now you're set up you're about the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Might just have to go back to the passing game like you said. Hardwin gives it to Cody again. Nowhere to go. Bounces out outside. Touchdown, Cardinals. 4-yard touchdown run by Ajay Cody, and gets a little bit of life back into this game for Otterbein with 7:28 remaining.
Only put you down by 7, like you said. Give some more opportunities to get back in this game. Now you want to get on this next drive against Ohio Wesleyan, a 3 and out. Maybe force them to punt the ball or a turnover.
PAT is up, and it is good. So Otterbein responds with their best looking drive so far of the afternoon. They are still trailing Ohio Wesleyan by a score of 21-14. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back. We see what Ohio Wesleyan can come up with on offense. You're listening to the home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
Like other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see.
DEPR.
Mental illness doesn't show up on a scale.
Bipolar?
Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment.
Anxiety. I thought so.
If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Cardinals able to respond to that Ohio Wesleyan touchdown, so it's a one-possession game here still with 7:28 remaining. So all the pressure is on the Bishops offense now to see what they can come up with here. Kick is away. Fielded at about the 3-yard line. Now past the 15, breaks a tackle, 25, 30, and pushed out of bounds just short of the 35-yard line.
I gotta set him up at the 35, and this is a very, very important drive for the Otterbein defense. Have to get a stop on this drive. Cannot allow any points to be scored here to have an opportunity at coming back with just a little over 7 minutes remaining in the fourth.
Yeah, it was a big 73-yard rushing touchdown last time out for the Bishops, and we'll see if sure the Cardinals defense was fatigued. They were a little gassed, but got a little bit of a rest here. They need to stand tall here and deny that rushing attack, put pressure on the passing game. Here's a pitch on first down, and just a pickup of 1 yard that time from Henry. Ohio Wesleyan in no rush. They're going to be bleeding clock as much as they can. Probably handoffs on first and second down. See where they are at on third, depending on how many yards there is to go, run or pass there. So try to force a punt sooner rather than later if you're the Cardinals here. Maybe give yourselves multiple shots on offense. Still have all 3 of your timeouts. Here's Busa. Gives it off up the middle. Henry again, and he is tackled at the 40-yard line. So it will be 3rd down and 5. And appears to be an injured Cardinal down there on the field. That is Chanel Edwards, one of the new additions to this team this year for Otterbein. He is down the field. Hopefully he is all right, but 3rd and 5, 6:23 to go. Third downs have been very friendly to the Bishops so far here today. 9 for 13 on 3rd downs. They just find ways to extend their drives as Edwards able to walk gingerly on his own power off of the field, but that is a big loss on the defensive line for Otterbein. So Bishops get a little bit of a free timeout here with the injury. Get a draw up a play here. Busa will be all alone in the backfield here. 5 wide out look. Likely wait for the play clock to just tick down. Still got 22 seconds. Like I said, they're in no rush. They are just trying to get out of here with a win. 10 to go on the play clock. Busa gets ready. Dropping back, looking to pass, throws it, far side, caught, up past the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Bishops. And the big plays in the second half have burnt this Cardinal defense.
And a perfect pass to Calhoun down the right sideline, beat his corner, had 2 steps on him, and that will put Ohio Wesleyan up.
Back looking to pass, throws it, far side, caught, out past the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Not able to cover that, and what a pass.
Yeah, they were just in sync right there. Extra point is up and good. Busa, like you said, his completion rate hasn't been the greatest this game, but when he does hook up with his receivers, they have gone for really big gains. 5:39 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Cardinals find themselves in a 2-touchdown hole. Once again, we'll take a quick timeout. You're listening to the Home of the Cardinals here on Boxcast TV.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place, and instead of what you came for, you found this? What would you do? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/knowtherisks.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium here. Cardinals find themselves in a 2-touchdown hole with 5:39 remaining in this one. And chances are starting to become slim for the Cardinals to mount the comeback here. Little or no room for error as that ball will tiptoe its way. Oh, they're going to say it went out of bounds. So Cardinals will set up at the 35-yard line once again. But time is starting to become a really big factor in this one. Cannot waste any time on offense. I mean,
got to play like you did the last drive for Otterbein. Went 3 for 3 from passes, got yourself inside of the 5, and then the rush. I think here you just abandoned the run. We've seen the run not be able to work so far today, but the pass did on that last drive. I think that's exactly what this coaching staff will go for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just go pass heavy. That's what worked on their previous drive, and you really can't afford to bleed any unnecessary time off the clock. So here's Hardwin, 1st and 10. Snap falls to the ground. He's able to recover it, and he's just forced to throw this one away. Does get past the line of scrimmage, so coaching staff for the Bishops looking for an intentional grounding because didn't look like there was really a receiver in the area.
Quarterback was outside the tackle box. 2nd down.
Yes, it was outside the tackle box, so no grounding that time. So Cardinals catch a little bit of a break. Second down and 10. 5 wide out look for Hardwin. Across the middle, that one goes through the hands of Boast Floyd. So another 3rd down coming up for the Cardinals, which...
And I think in this situation, you get the 4th down, you go for it. You're under 5.5 minutes to go. You kind of have to score on this drive if you want any opportunity of catching being down by 14. And I think that's exactly what Otterbein knows as well. So they have 2 more. There's things to think about with that.
Yeah, this is a must-score drive here for Otterbein. They cannot be punting the ball away at this point in the game, down by 2. Handoff up the middle. Boast Floyd has some nice room, and I think he's going to have enough for the 1st down. So a little delayed handoff that time, and I don't think the Bishops were expecting a run in that situation either. So best run of the day by Boast Floyd, picking up 10 yards. Hardwin throws, and no good. Short of his receiver that time. Trying to find Owen Mengi once again. He's been the hot hand. 6 receptions, 77 yards. He's definitely kind of established himself as a threat and a reliable target in the receiving game so far, at least. That's a bright spot for the Cardinals. .508 to play. Cody will join Hardwin. Play action. Hardwin throws. That caught right at the sticks, and he will be stopped. They're going to say maybe a yard short of the stick since he did take a step back and was trying to create some more after the catch. It was Edwards.
It was a great catch right there in the middle, and in this situation, if you're Otterbein, you can't really waste any timeouts. They have all three. Ohio Wesleyan only has one. You want to save them for when you go on defense.
And that pass off the fingertips of Paddock as Hardwin was hit as he threw that one.
Intended for Christian Paddocky. Seth Anderson on the breakup.
And this will bring up 4th and 1 now for the Cardinals. They are 1 for 3 on 4-down conversions so far in this one, and you want to make sure you get this one right because not picking this one up basically puts this game on ice for the Bishops. Hardwin motions over his receiver. Handoff up the middle. Cody has some room. Out past the 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cardinals. And that is what they were trying to set up all game long. Cody was getting nothing up until that point. Finally breaks off the big one on a 4th and 1, and maybe a little slim chance still for the Cardinals here. 4:30 to play in this
Still
one. Down by
4.5
8.
minutes, have all 3 timeouts, and that's what they were saving
Has
them
some
for,
room out
is for
past the
this
30,
defensive
25,
drive.
20,
You burst right
10,
through
5,
the middle of the
touchdown.
defense. They were expecting them to pass. That's what they did on their previous, and were doing most of it here. But they got them with the run up the left side, and only put them down possibly by 7 after the extra point.
Extra point is up, and it is good. So just when you think the Cardinals are down and out, they're pulling some magic up their sleeve here. 4:30 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Cardinals trail Otterbein a score of 28-21. We'll keep it right here and take this time just go over some scores around the OAC as week 1 is closing out for some teams, and it looks like Ohio Northern will start in the losing column this year as they will likely fall to Alma. They are currently down 7-52. 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Marietta has a commanding 28-7 lead against St. John Fisher late in the 3rd. Muskingum leading Ferrum 21-10 late in the 3rd quarter. Baldwin Wallace trying to battle back against Mount St. Joseph. They are trailing 14-19, and Mount Union has a 21-0 lead against Defiance at the half. Well, you just need to rely on your defense here if you're Otterbein. That's what they've been doing all game long. They've been setting up the offense with good field position for the most part, but just these last couple drives, I think, may just be a little fatigue starting to set in for this Cardinal defense.
And the Cardinal defense needs to try to get a 3 and out as quickly as possible, force Ohio Wesleyan to punt the ball or even go for the turnover.
Well, fielded inside the 5, has some room outside the 30, 40, and tackled just short of midfield. So pretty good field position set up for the Bishops here. 4:22 remaining. Cardinals still have all 3 of their timeouts, but yeah, getting a 3 and out or really only giving up, you really can only afford to give up 1 first down in a situation like this just because the clock is so much of a factor, and you don't want to put too much pressure on your offense because they've shown they've been able to move it down the field the past couple possessions, but it takes them a little bit of time to do so.
And they'll try to get this as quickly as possible. Have those 3 timeouts, though, but a couple first down could eliminate those. And special teams has been a huge factor for Otterbein. A little bit of miscommunications and missed tackles.
As the play clock expired on the field, I'm not sure if the officials reset it. If not, the Bishops were signaling for a timeout, which would be their final timeout of the game. But yeah, two is just try not to give up the big plays here. If you're Otterbein, the last 2 touchdowns by the Bishops have been big play. I mean, really all 3 of their touchdowns besides that opening touchdown drive for the Bishops have been given up on these really, 30-plus yard plays. So just trying to eliminate those big plays here. Keep everything in front of you, but you also need to try to force probably be a turnover on downs here because you're kind of around the 50 here. I'm sure the Bishops, if it's 4th down, 4th and 1, 4th and 2 at this around this side of the field, they're probably just going to go for it rather than just punting it away. All right, so they did reset the play clock, so Bishops holding on to their last timeout for the time being. Busa gives it off on 1st down. I believe that is Haley back in the game. He picks up 1 yard on that carry, or 2 yards. And no rush for them. They're going to let this clock tick down. Coach Z holding on to those timeouts for the time being. Doesn't need to necessarily burn them yet. See what happens here on these next couple of plays. Likely just another give to Haley here on 2nd and 8. Play clock is down to 5. Busa, give to Haley. Haley falls forward to the 45-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and about 3.
And you can save your timeouts now, but once it gets inside 2 minutes, you're going to have to for sure start using them. And they've been able to hold them to 3rd down, but it's going to be 3rd and short.
3rd downs, like I've been saying all day long, have been the best down really for this Bishop offense. 10 for 14 on 3rd downs. They need 4 this time. To give to Haley up the middle. He gets stuffed at the line, and Otterbein will burn its first timeout. It'll be 4th down and 4 coming out with 2:47 remaining. And if you're in Ohio Wesleyan shoes, do you like to punt? Do you like to go for it in this situation? What would you do?
I think you punt here. In this scenario, you're at pretty much the 50-yard line. You would give Otterbein a lot more space. And if you punt it, can try to pin them inside the 20 or 10, back them up 20 or 30 yards. That's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to put them like right at midfield.
Yeah, I agree with you there. 4th and 3, 4th and 4, 4th and a long 3, I'd say here. 2:47. Otterbein still got a pair of timeouts. I make Otterbein. I mean, I know their offense has been finding its groove on the past couple possessions, but you'd like to set them up, inside the 20. Rely on your defense that's been carrying you most of this game and say, all right, guys, one more stop. We can go home with a win. And looks like they will be sending the punting unit out there. So Otterbein will get one more crack at it. We'll see if what kind of theatrics the Cardinals can come up with here. This game's closing minutes.
And you get a score here, can force it into overtime, an opportunity to win then.
Punt is away, high arcing punt. It's angling out of bounds. Takes a little bit of a Cardinal bounce that time with some backspin, and we'll see where they officially mark it. Mark it at the 21. So Cardinals have to go 79 yards in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. And
they have the time, though. They have 2 timeouts remaining. We've seen what they did over the past couple drives, being able to get the passing touchdown and the rushing touchdown. And you don't necessarily need to go immediately down the field as quick as possible, having those 2 timeouts, 2.5 minutes is still plenty of time. You're pretty much going to start running your 2-minute offense here. And it'll be interesting, something to consider. Do you go for 2? Do you try to go for the win if you get a touchdown? Do you decide, or do you try to go to overtime?
Yeah, that would be an interesting call. What Coach Z will do if they get in that situation. Handoff on first down, and that running game seems to finally be getting some success. This time, Jordan Bose-Floyd gets past the first down marker.
Sammy Stoner on the stop for Ohio Wesleyan. Gain to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, Cardinals.
And the Cardinals don't need to be in any rush here. I mean, you can still run your offense for the most part like how you want. You still got a pair of timeouts in case time does start to become creeping up on you. Here's Hardwin. Looking to throw. And just kind of throws that one away, and he took a hit. No flag on the play. Hardwin is pleading his case, but it was incomplete. So 2:06 to go.
And it looked like Hardwin could have possibly hit his check down, and Jordan Bose-Floyd, like he was out, but decided to look back across his left and then decided to throw it in the dirt, which is a smart play. And in this scenario, the quarterback coach and the head coach are probably telling him just can it.
Yeah.
If you don't see anything, just can it. We can't take a sack. We can't afford to do that or lose any yards. And that's something that Hardwin will have to think about.
2nd and 10. Cardinals at their own 34. Play action. Hardwin looks to throw. That one deflected at the line of scrimmage, and that one will fall incomplete. So obviously 4-down territory at this point in the game here. So
3rd down 10 for the 34.
we'll see what happens here on 3rd down for Otterbein.
Might be an opportunity to run the ball here, try to pick up a couple yards, make it 4th and manageable.
Three wide out look with Pataky. They hand it off to Cody, and he gets tackled just short of the first down. So just about 2 yards short of that first down markers. We're under 2 minutes to play here. Biggest play of the game, 4th down and 2. Cardinals hurry up, give it to Cody. Breaking it on the outside. He gets wrapped up at the line of scrimmage and will not get it. And Ohio
play that they decide to go for the run, 4th down and manageable, about 3 yards. It looked like they might have tried to run up the middle, but then he decided to bounce outside on the play. And with 2 timeouts, a 1st down here will most likely end the game.
Yeah, it's a tough way for this one to end. You know, I'm not opposed to just hurrying up and going for it there on 4th down and 2 if that was the play you drew up. You could have took a timeout to make sure you pick it up, but at the end of the day, you just weren't able to get that push on that big 4th down play. But yeah, one 1st down here by the Bishops will likely end this one as Booza gives it up the middle to Haley. He falls forward to the Cardinal 35-yard line, and Cardinals will use their 2nd timeout. But, I mean, looking back at this game, I think, I mean, the Cardinals played blow for blow with the Bishops in the 2nd half. It was just what really separated this game was that blocked punt in the 1st quarter, which gave Bishops just a 3 yards touchdown drive. I think that's just really, looking back, the biggest play of the game.
And it gave them the lead, and a lead they never relinquished. Something that they were tied at one point in this game, 7-7, but the lead was never changed in favor of Otterbein. And a little bit of some issues with special teams, but that's to be expected. There's always going to be those growing pains. 4 turnovers for Ohio Wesleyan, 2 for Otterbein. And then you add that blocked punt, so you have 7, 8 turnovers, possible other ones with fumbles that went out of bounds. And that's just kind of the first week of college football. You're trying to set in, and especially for Otterbein, you bring in a new regime, new coaching, new playbook, and it's something you just kind of have to get used to.
2nd and 4 from the 35.
2nd and 4. Give to Haley, hit behind the line, and is able to escape and just go back to the line of scrimmage. Last timeout will be burned here for the Cardinals, the minute 26. I mean, yeah, you technically could get the ball back here with a little bit of time. Trying to think, do mental math. Not my strongest subject, but you're probably getting around 30 seconds. By the time your offense gets out there, if the Bishops decide to punt this one away to go the distance of the field, you have a chance if you get a stop here, but it's very unlikely.
It'll be hard to do, and it'll be something that you're going to try to force a turnover here, do anything possible to make it difficult for Ohio Wesleyan.
So Ohio Wesleyan, if they're able to close this one out, they will start 1-0, avenging their loss last year to the Cardinals, and they were taking on Wisconsin River Falls next Sunday at 12 for their home opener. 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down here. Busa keeps it himself and tripped up behind the line, so interesting decision now. That will be forced by the Bishops. They'll likely let this one burn it down, then use their last time out and decide what they're going to do, but
you're not going to go for it here. You're backed up. If you gave it to him and you didn't convert, be on the 37-yard line. So you would put them up back. You can possibly go for the field goal, but it would be a long one. And you can try to put yourself up even more, but most likely here you're going to want to go for the punt, not try to risk anything. If you don't convert the 4th down, you have a turnover, and you allow more yards.
Yeah, we'll see what the clock looks like. It will be 41.6 seconds left in this one. So, yeah, Cardinals will get this one a little over 30 seconds. If they do decide to punt, but I agree with you here. Last thing you want to do is give the Cardinals a short field here with not a lot of time. So try to just pin them deep, make them go the distance of the field, and with a little over 30 seconds and no timeout, just play that typical prevent defense that is everyone's favorite formation. So, actually, there may be a clock issue because I think the play clock reset and the clock was still running. So they may be trying to fix that out. So maybe a little bit more time on the clock. I'm going to say 36.5. I got an early tip that that's what it's going to be changed to. So, yeah, just about 30 seconds. And if you're Otterbein, maybe you want to come after this punt.
You're going to try your hardest. You're going to do whatever it takes to go after the punt, and you're going to hope that the punt bounces into the end zone. You truly don't want to touch it unless you're going for blocking the punt, because if you touch it and you shake it out, that's a couple seconds wasted off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So you hope that the punter doesn't put backspin on it to try to get it to come back, and hopefully it goes into the end zone.
So this time looks like the officials are talking to the Ohio Wesleyan staff. They're just trying to figure out the clock problem. Fans getting a little fed up here, there's been they've got their fair share of stoppages in play, but I think we're all just antsy to see how this one will conclude. But Otterbein, we'll see if they can pull off a miracle here, but they will be back here next Saturday at 12 to take on Muskingum, which is another winnable game for this ball club. And I'm sure this week 1 game is.
Both clocks will start on my signal.
All right. 40 seconds. Clocks will start on the official signal, but that's not 40 seconds. But they're figuring out. It's week 1, you know, for everybody. Not only the teams, but the officiating and the scorekeepers here too. So we'll get it off here sooner or later, but
they'll probably take this all the way down. I doubt they'll even get out of the huddle. Just take it all the way down, take your time out, and then go back out there and punt the ball.
Yep. So, yeah, we just have to sit through the play clock here again, and it will be, what do we got? 12 seconds on the play clock. Be about 42 seconds on the game clock. So the Cardinals do get like another second and a half, which may be the difference in this one. You never know. So, and I don't know if they mess up the timing again on the play clock a little bit.
40.2, and they are going to go out in punt formation. If you're Otterbein, you're going to chase this punt.
Yep.
You're going to do anything possible to try to block it, scoop and score, anything you can do. And they might try to return this if you can get a really good return, or you can put yourself in a position to score on the punt return.
Yep. I mean, yeah, special teams has come back to haunt the Cardinals in this one so far, so it would be nice for them to create a game changer on special teams for themselves. So
game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 43 seconds.
So they're going to add 3 seconds on the clock. I mean, hey, when it gets down this close, every little second matters here. So, you know, when you're running up to try to spike it or something. So 43 seconds, even. Looks like we'll finally get the punt away. Most anticipated punt of the game.
Punt away for Ohio Wesleyan. Randy Cochran to receive.
Punt is away and fielded at the 1. And that's, I think he just kind of had a mental lapse right there.
He should have let that. That clearly was sailing into the end zone. You probably should just let that bounce into the end zone, take it at the 25.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a tough one there. Spot him at the 1.
Yeah, it was Randy Cochran Jr., you know, really good player, you know, came from Akron, has great football IQ, but I think maybe he wasn't fully aware. Maybe he thought he was in the end zone already when he caught it, because I think he realized after he caught it, he was at the 1. He tried to step back 1 foot, you know, and be like, oh, I'm in the end zone. That's what the officials, I think, are discussing right now, whether it's going to be a touchback or be placed at the 1, which is a huge call with just 36.9 to go. And early indications look like it's going to be at the 1. Which
you're not going to run it regardless, even being at the 1. You're going to pretty much launch it from the end zone. It's not really an opportunity to run the ball unless you try to spike the ball. You come up and quickly spike it after like a run or 2.
1 yard line.
Yep, it will be at the 1. So, well, this is what Movies is made of right here. 33.9 to go at the 1.
And you can make it on SportsCenter Top 10 right here, right now, if you do something amazing.
99 yards to go. We'll see what they dabble in here. If they got any trick plays or anything they've been holding on, now is the time to let it fly. Down by 7. No timeouts. Either team is out of timeouts. Hard one today is 21 for 37, 162 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He's got the majority of his yards here in the 4th quarter. So here we go. Trips near side here for Hardwin. Looking to throw from his own end zone. Throws this one far side. Intercepted. And it's going to be a house call for the Bishops, and that one will put the nail in the coffin as It will be now 2-possession game, 28.4 remaining. There is a flag down on the play as number 13 was the one who came away with the interception for the Bishops. Anthony Tressler-Hughes, he's letting the fans know. You know, he's waving goodbye. End zone, throws this one, far side, intercepted, and it's going to be a house call for the Bishops. So touchdown Bishops, that will likely do it, and just a sideline warning. And I mean, when you're set up at your own 1 yard line, you can only do so much in a situation like that when you're in a
it was just an underthrown ball, too, as it was trying to get to about the 30-yard line, got to about the 20. High point of the ball was the Ohio Wesleyan defender, and this will seal the game. They'll kick it back off, and Otterbein will just run out the clock.
Yeah. Tough way to end, you know. Otterbein was within striking distance basically the entire game. And for the most part, I mean, I feel like both these teams are pretty evenly matched. I mean, looking at the course of this game, Otterbein obviously just was struggling on offense too long in this game. And I think that's what basically ended up costing them besides that blocked punt. Just looking at the total yards, nope, they disappeared on me. Well, when I get a chance, I'll tell you the total yards, but I'm pretty sure Ohio Wesleyan was outgaining the Cardinals, at least by, what you got there?
By about almost 200 yards of total offense.
Yeah, and it's hard to win football games when you're being outgained by that big of a margin. So the rushing attack, the passing attack, it did come on a little bit later, but I think it was just a little too late to make a comeback in this one.
And, of course, it's 7 turnovers. Ohio Wesleyan actually had more turnovers, 4, than Otterbein with 3. But then you include the block punt, which wasn't considered a turnover here. It's interceptions and fumbles. And that was just a huge, decisive point in this game. 7 turnovers combined just kind of shows you that you're in week 1 of college football. Plenty of turnovers and mistakes to come.
So a line drive kick here, fielded about the 13 by Cody. He will run this one out past the 25 and tackle just short of the 30-yard line. So I'm sure, you know, not the opening game Coach C was hoping for here today for Otterbein, but you still got some positives to take away from this game. I think this was a good game. You learned a lot about your team. And just a lot of the little stuff, too, to clean up heading into week 2 for Muskingum.
Definitely a lot to take away, a lot to learn from, and you're just kind of learning the system and the playbook, and all the coaches are getting used to this and trying to figure it out as well, as it's a whole new staff. And there's things that they'll be able to take from this and put towards Muskingum next week.
So here is Hardwin. Rolling, throwing, caught, and he Panicky that time, be pushed out of bounds. Just a gain of 1 that time. But likely Muskingum will take a check in on them. Last time they were up 28-10 against Ferrum. They are up 28-17, a little over 8 minutes to play in the 4th quarter, so they will likely come in with an unblemished record. Otterbein will fall to 0-1, and the Bishops will avenge their loss from last season, which I'm sure must feel good, and improve to 1-0 on the season as, Mengi took a huge shot from behind that time. That's actually, yeah, I think that was Mengi. One of those few drops from him tonight, but he took a hard hit. Bring up 3rd down here. 8 seconds to go. Likely see the final play here in this ball game.
3rd down, 9.
Hardwin all alone on this 3rd down. Gets a snap, looking to throw. Across the middle, caught by Bose Floyd. Hardwin takes another hit. And Bose Floyd will go out of bounds with .2 to go on the clock.
That's lucky timing getting out of bounds with 0.2 seconds, enough for one play. And maybe take a Hail Mary here. Just go for it.
Might as well. I mean, yeah. I think Hardwin's took his fair share of hits. He was a little slow getting up on that one. I'd say get this one out clearly before the defenders are going to get you. You don't want to be more sore than you need to be heading into week 2 for a game that's clearly over. You want your starting quarterback to be as healthy as possible. You already missed a few games last year due to injury. Hardwin gives it to Bose Floyd. He gets out past the 50 and tackled at about the 45-yard line, and that will do it for the season opener here. Otterbein falls to 0-1. Wesleyan improves to 1-0, 35-21, and I think we're both in agreement here that looking back at this game, that blocked punt is what really separated these teams. It gave the Bishops that early lead that they could work with while they were working out their kinks on offense, and then two, just the Otterbein offense just came alive a little too late.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how you put it. That block punt came alive too late, and Ohio Wesleyan in that second half started to roll a little bit too, get some offensive power, passing the ball, but also running the ball, had that huge run, and that kind of separated them on the win. But it was a close affair in the second half compared to what the score says.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, these teams, they were pretty evenly matched for the most part. Obviously let some big plays get to them late in this one. But yeah, I think getting your offense on track from that opening kickoff for next week, that should be a focus, obviously, because I think, even though the scoreboard says he gave up 35, I'd say your defense, they played a pretty good game. Obviously, fatigue caught up with them later in this one, but if your offense can just stay on the field a little bit longer, give them a little bit rest, dominate that time of possession a little bit longer, I think it will go a long way, just helping out your defense and just resulting in hopefully some more wins for this ball team. So that will do it here at Memorial Stadium. Season opener, Cardinals fall 0-1. They take on Muskingum next Saturday. We'll be here doing that game as well. Ohio Wesleyan starts the year unblemished. They take on Wisconsin River Falls next Saturday at 12. Well, thank everybody here, camera crew and all, for helping us out with our broadcast here today. For Micah Flack, I've been Garrett Wandel saying thank you so much for tuning in. We hope to see you next time.